Alright, welcome back to Higurashi. And, yeah. So let's see. I think, from what happened last time, I think, it seems like there's a twin sister that Mion has named Shion. We can't quite pin down if she's a real person or if she's just like another personality that Mion puts on or what. So that's all kind of mysterious. Uh, as to like whether or not she actually got a sister or not. And then, yeah. As far as I know, I think that's like the biggest stuff that we left off on. So yeah. I mean, it's been a whole last weekend of not playing, so memory's a bit shoddy. I believe we did the tips. Yes, we did. Because I remember doing that with her face a lot. Alrighty. Wait. Hold up, let me pop stuff. Ah. Oh yeah? Okay. Ask away. Or like, or you want me to ask questions about you? Why did you turn? What? Why did I turn 21? Because I was born over 21 years ago. So yeah. I mean, that's kind of how that works, right? That's kind of the entire purpose of like how old you are is like how many years you are. Why did you turn whatever age you are, huh? I might have explained this before, but phys ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. I'm guessing that's like PE. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. I'm not really sure, but doesn't that board of education have some sort of curriculum for this? Something like, when you're this old, you should have this amount of physical ability. I have no idea what you're saying, Cage-san. It's rather difficult to understand. Because you wanted to, huh? I mean, if you want, like, an actual, like, I guess, answer or whatever, for me, it's like, I'm more shocked I reached the age of 21. So, like, I mean, I honestly never thought I'd turn 18, so, yeah. What made you want to become... What? I didn't want to become trans, I just am trans? It was more like a realization of that's what I was, if that makes any sense. Because, like, for the longest time, it was like, oh yeah, I'm just a freak of nature. Just something, like, wrong with me and shit like that. So, then, like, I learned more about shit, and I was like, oh, that's what that is? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I want to do that. That's, like, HRT, like, the hormone shit. Yeah, when I found out about that, I was so happy. I was like, I can finally understand why I've been feeling like this and like how to in a way fix it. And yeah. Basically long story short there. But it's not a thing of where you want to become trans. It's just how it is, I guess. Well, you see, it's something like a rule for teachers to follow during class. What made you a weeb? Um, I mean, I guess at a young age, I guess it started back. I kind of grew up on Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit, but not anything crazy. Probably Yu-Gi-Oh more so. And then, but I guess what really got me interested in like Asian culture in general first was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I loved that show so much. Like the cultural stuff in it, it was like so interesting to me, fascinating and shit. So I began looking to where I could in shows and TV and shit all, and then for me, I think it was just like I kind of zeroed in on Japan. I don't know for what reason, but like I just became really fascinated by their culture and shit like that, and I just fell in love with it. And that's honestly how I, in a way, found anime. Cause like, again, I did grow up with like Yu-Gi-Oh and Naruto, but like, I didn't realize that's what they were until after the fact. After I was like, oh, what's this anime stuff? And let me get into this. It looks really interesting. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's an anime? Oh, Naruto's an anime? And then from there, I branched off like Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, and then like other stuff as well. But favorite anime? Oh, fuck. I mean, my safe answer is always going to be the Monogatari series, but like there's so many ones out there I just love. Like Violet Evergarden, Death Note, um, Naruto in a way, more so just because of the nostalgia of it, not because it's actually like a great show. Um, but yeah, and then other shows like Ancient Magus Bride, I think I already said Violet Evergarden, Hibike Euphonium, uh, K-On, Kimi no Todake. Can I be a fan? Probably not. At least not on stream. I mean, outside probably. I don't know. My little brother likes to like butt in sometimes on shit, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe you weakling city folk need something like that. But do you really think us country-raised kids would lag behind in physical ability? We're better athletes than you would think, Keiichi. Come to think of it, they might be right. If we all lined up for a race, there was a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. Let's pray that when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity. On that note, I watched too much television, so I'm fantastically tired. I'll be using this time to catch up on my sleep. It's fourth period and I'm completely starved. If I don't sleep now, when will I ever? Favorite mission? Seeing as I haven't played too many, I'm gonna have to answer with like base Doki Doki, as that's really. But I mean, so that was basically like my introduction to it. But like Higurashi, like there's also been some anime that have been adapted from visual novels that I love, like Higurashi. Um, and so far I'm really liking it. Like the writing's fucking fantastic. Like the art's great. The fucking music's fucking awesome. But that's also kind of one of the reasons I decided like I wanted to do this more too, is to play more visual novels or games and stuff like that. I don't know. I just want to. So I I'm gonna reserve that question until later. But favorite hentai? Um. Fuck. Hmm. I don't know if I would say I got a favorite hentai. Because I don't watch hentai, I read it. I read doujins more than I do like actually watch hentai, so yeah. And I read basically a different one every time, so I don't know. I rarely, if ever, like reread one. So yeah, I don't know. As I began to sprawl out on top of a pipe, Mion grabbed me by the collar. Tisk tisk tisk. Do you really think I'd let you sleep in a place or in peace and quiet? With that look on your face, it'd require more courage to try and take a nap than not. Good grief. Which means, is it going to start again? Now! Just killing time with the idle chit-chat until the bell rings is impossible for us hot-blooded youth, isn't it? Shall we start a club activity? Just as I thought, it's come to this. Favorite doujin? Again, I've read, like, so many, but I mean, really the only one I can, like, that actually I remember is Emergence or Metamorphosis, whichever way you want to know it by. Or 177013. Yeah. I love that one. It's fucking phenomenal. Favorite pop? Like, soda pop or, like, song? Because if it's, like, drink, then Pepsi, obviously. Favorite family member? They're no longer around. That was my dog. So, yeah. Pop! Just as I thought, it's come to this. What's today's game? Now that this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with the sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as minced meat. I have to get my brain into gear. Just listen to the soundtrack. Let's go. Favorite game? Fuck. I guess favorite game I've played? I'm gonna have to say Rocket League for the sheer fact of, like, it's the single game I have played this long. I've got this many hours into it. I played this consistently, although I've not been playing it too much lately because of the streaming schedule and all that stuff, so I'm not up at the usual times I usually play, which is like 2 or 3 a.m. But which kind of sucks because I really miss playing it a lot. Like, I really do. But yeah. So I guess I'm gonna just have to go with Rocket League for that fact alone. I can't really consider. I mean, don't get me wrong. I also fucking love Doom. That's primarily because of the soundtrack, but it's also just really fucking fun. But yeah. Favorite food? Pizza, I guess. Ice cream. Like, I may be lactose intolerant, but that don't stop me. Renata thinks that we should decide what today's penalty game should be before we start. Renata knows what's up. I prepared something super special today. She began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. But before she could do that... I'm sorry. I have something that I wanted to do. Of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Favorite streamer? I honestly don't catch a lot of people live, so I guess I'm gonna have to go with Captain Sparkles. Because what I more like to do is I like to watch things on YouTube. So if, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I prefer watching either, like, VODs on YouTube or, like, YouTube videos than I do catching live streams. But I guess I would, in that same vein, I do love watching Captain Sparkle's streams on, like, his second YouTube channel, like his VODs and stuff. But I know it's weird. A streamer that doesn't really watch a whole lot of streamers. Yeah. I know I'm weird like that, but yeah. I mean, I like his whole, like, brand of, like, family-friendly content and all that shit. Like, I like him and all that stuff, but So like, yeah, I am like he was probably one of the bigger inspirations for why I started this stuff in the first place as well. Even though I am by far from family friendly and shit like that, and yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But as for like, if you were to ask me what my favorite YouTuber was, I have oh, I don't know. I would have to give a handful of different responses because I watch so many different for so many different things. So yeah. Uh, Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her timing, Mion spun like a top as she tumbled to the ground. What? Huh? What's the matter? Are you not feeling well? Oh, that's right. Michan, she has to go practice for the Watson Nagashi. Oh, that's right. This is Sunday. Rika is in the middle of a super serious training right now. I've been working too hard lately, so my arms hurt. I see. Well, there's nothing that can be done. There's no point in doing anything if we can't have everybody together. Today, let's just take it easy. I'm very sorry, but I'll try my best. Yeah, good luck. We'll be cheering you on. When Mion announced that today's club activities was cancelled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody else was talking about. What was that about? Is Rika-chan training for a competition or something? Rika-chan is the shrine maiden for the Watson Nagashi, so she has to perform a ritual dance. It's practice for that. Why don't you explain things in order? First of all, what is the Watson Nagashi? Next, what do you mean by shrine maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance? Huh? Didn't you get the notice at your house, Kei-chan? Wasn't it written there? The Watson Nagashi festival is this Sunday. Huh? Come to think of it, I have a feeling Mom did say something about it during dinner the other day. The Watson Nagashi is a festival that happens at the shrine on a Sunday every June. It's very lively. I see, but Watson Nagashi sounds like a pretty strange name for it. Is it something like the Lantern Festival, where they have a memorial for the dead by floating things down the river? Oh, I figured you might guess that. I figured you might guess right, Kei-chan. The Watson Nagashi, or Cotton Drift Festival, is the name, as the name implies, where we set cotton adrift down the river. The cotton, you see, is from futons or jackets, so it'd be something like a futon memorial. They also pile futons up on the altar. I've heard people leaving offerings of things like needles or kitchen knives to their ancestors or to casualties of war, but not an offering of futons. But an offering of futons is a first for me. What's the history behind that? Mion tilted her head pensively. Alright, peace out. I hope you have fun. In the meantime, I'm gonna have another powdered donut. I don't think there's a complicated backstory for it. The winters around here are pretty harsh, so things like warm futons and coats to ward off the cold are fairly important, I guess. Ah, I see. In other words, it's something like giving thanks to the futons that took care of you during the winter then. Then the Shrine Maiden holds a memorial service for them and sets them adrift? That's what the Watson Nagashi is? Mion and Erdena indicated that I had the correct answer with a round of applause. And you see, that Shrine Maiden performing the memorial is Rika-chan. Oh? So Rika-chan is a shrine maiden. Now that you mention it, Rika-chan does have a mystical air about her. Right? Right? Rika-chan is in a shrine maiden outfit. Oh, so cute. It certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute. I finally get what you're saying. Rika-chan's training is for her performance as a shrine maiden then. That would be it. A shrine maiden has to purify a number of futons as part of the ceremony. It's practice for that. It's a lot of hard work. The shrine maiden has to carry a large ceremonial hoe as part of the rite, and it's really heavy for Rika-chan. Well, Rika-chan is pretty small. Exactly how heavy is that hoe? That's pretty heavy. Enough that Rika-chan has been practicing with the mochi mallet. Wait a minute. That's way too heavy. Forget about Rika-chan. That'd be rough even for me. It's a sacred ceremonial hoe. If she dropped it by accident, it'd be big trouble. Well, it's a once-a-year kind of deal. All we can do is cheer from the sidelines. It'll be okay. She pulled it off last year. Really? Then the least I can do is cheer her on. Even something that little would help, right? I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Mion laughed as she shook her head. Leave her alone. If you go, Rika-chan will get all cute and won't be able to practice. Oh, I didn't quite understand what Mion was saying. You see, Rika-chan doesn't like showing people how hard she works, okay? So just leave her be. Even the cool and aloof Rika-chan has times when she sweats while giving her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly sight of her. It's not like I couldn't understand. Fuck hiccups. It's not like I couldn't understand that feeling. All I can do is pray for her success, huh? Do your best, Rika Furude. Furude. I'm cheering for you. Well then, I climbed up onto the pipe and plopped down on my side. Hooray! Hooray! Rika-chan! In order to transmit more of my psychic waves of encouragement, I'll be entering a meditative state now. So you're just going to sleep after all? The fuck? Did we get punched and knocked out or something? Yeah. Okay, now it's starting to get chilly in here. What's the temp outside like? Hold up. 13, 14? It's not too bad. I don't know. The lackadaisical noontime ended up giving way to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition. Ugh, I might have gorged myself a bit too much. I'll have to endure afternoon classes. Keiichi-kun, you had an amazing appetite today. Basically, you always eat like a pig, but today was on a whole other level. Yesterday I skipped lunch, right? That hunger just soaked right in. This time, no matter how much I ate, my hunger knew no bounds. I get you. But really, Kei-chan, you always finish your lunch down to the last bite. Heck, even down to the last grain of rice. With food, you show your appreciation for the person who made it by eating it, you know? If you leave any behind, it's rude to the person who put in all that effort. Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh. Kei-chan, really? At first glance, you seem unruly and irresponsible, but you're actually pretty conscientious. Well-disciplined or something like that. Ah, yeah. Rina thinks so too. Keiichi-kun is a lot kinder than he looks. Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all. That's not true. I just wanted to say that there's a big gap between your appearance and your personality. Now saying that's not a compliment. Hey, Sonozaki-san, Mayagata-san, we're in the middle of class. How far did you get, Sonozaki-san? Bring your notes up here. Startled, Mion vocalizes a rather easy to understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation she had stopped working completely. Doing alright. You haven't progressed at all. You're in the highest grade, so you have to shape up. That Mion. It looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard. Appearances can be deceiving, in other words. Actually, appearances might be the opposite of reality. You say some interesting things. Responding to Rena's seemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze to where Satoko and Rika were happily studying together. Are you saying that brat Satoko is actually really meek? If I went by that, Rena literally said, or if I went by what Rena literally said, then that would be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale. Satoko-chan's been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. She acted really spoiled and always... Yep. Keep this a secret from Satoko-chan, okay? That's Satoko acting so cute? For Satoko to play coy, I think that would have to be some part of some calculated plot. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. But since it came up, I tried to imagine a gentle and, the fuck is that word? Coquettish Satoko? I don't know. Hey, Satoko. What is it, Oni-sama? Satoko smiled cutely and walked towards me. By the way, for every 3 steps forward Satoko took, for some reason, I took 3 steps away. Oni-sama, why are you running away? Sorry, Satoko. For you to approach me with an affectionate smile on your face, I just have to think it's some sort of trap. That's so mean! Oni-sama, you're meanie! Sorry. I didn't mean to be so mean. The weeping Satoko came closer to me. I'm a sucker for tears. Click. Clank. Huh? A bear trap? A leg was being clamped down by jagged metal teeth. What the fuck? Oh, you fell for it. Now, for the next pot. Satoko raised her right arm triumphantly, and traps began to trigger one after another. Suddenly, the wall sprang forward, throwing me 3 blocks away. And then I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurtling towards me. On top of that, in the direction the ball would knock me in, was a giant guillotine. I'm not really sure, but Keiichi-kun, you're not thinking of anything completely ludicrous right now, are you? Not really. Not at all. Yeah, sure. That's a lie. You've got that kind of look on your face that says, I'm gonna be crushed by a giant spiked metal ball. How can my expression convey what I was thinking like that? Sorry. I'm imagining a meek and gentle Satoko is impossible right now. Oh, imagining a meek and gentle Satoko is impossible right now. I'll try again when I'm in better shape. Next I look over at Rika-chan, who is working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Satoko, her default state was meek and gentle. If Rika-chan came at me saying, Oni-sama, I'd hug her. Tightly. I could get used to that. Keiichi-kun, you're drooling. Ah, sorry. Then how about Rika-chan? Are you saying that her appearance is deceiving as well? Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Was Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she really was quite sly. Sweetly, how do you put it? Evading things off deftly? I get the feeling that Rika-chan isn't only just sweet, Her appearance is definitely deceiving. I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but Elena managed to say what I wanted to. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, "Ah, you shouldn't say something like that." When Enrica-chan grows up, I'm sure she'll be an incredibly devilish beauty, with men wrapped all around her little finger. Don't you think that would be cool? Elena said that lightheartedly, but I, as a man, couldn't laugh at that. The scary part about that was that it felt like it could be true. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turned towards me and let loose with an angelic smile. Both Rina and I feeling as if that was directed towards us personally, had our hearts skip a beat. Oh, so cute, so cute! Rina, your nose is bleeding. Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Well then, what about our dear leader, Mion? I stared at her as... fuck hiccups. I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of her scolding by the teacher. By Rena's theory, that unrefined, calculating, convincing Mion also had a side to her that believed appearances, or belied appearances. Then what you're saying is that Mion, despite her appearances, is actually a good person? Michan is a good person. Oh well, that is true. But what I'm trying to say is... Yep, I know what you're trying to say, Keiichi-kun. Catching on that I was struggling to express my feelings as words, Rina smiled even more brightly. Know what? Michan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy. That's right. Mion was more than aware that she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rina said. When Mion livened up the mood, it wasn't as though she felt like a guy or a girl specifically, but a friend of the same gender. If she were a guy, we'd probably be like two peas in the pod. Although, that's the same way it is right now. But you see, even that Michan is actually really feminine. Rina, how much did Mion pay you exactly? That's not true! Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know. Rina began to pout. Probably wasn't the right time to joke around. Michan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everybody. But she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that, Keiichi-kun. Rina's gaze focused off into the distance beyond where Mion was. The Mion I met at Angel Moore was unimaginably different compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job. It was a far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but as Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly? Another viewer. The what? Keiichi-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine. As if to say our little secret, Rina held her finger up to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from the teacher's preaching, returned to her seat, cradling her head to hide her embarrassment. This old man, you see, thinks that grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life. Saying that, she plopped down into her seat violently. Mion was actually really feminine, right? I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I want to talk to her again. Clang, clang. The principal waved around the bell that served as the school chime. The teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignment. Whoa, looks like there's going to be a lot of homework today. Gotta buckle down. Well then, that means even Rina? Huh? What do you mean? Appearances can be deceiving. Does that apply to you too? Huh? Keiichi-kun, how do you see me? How? How? The Rene Rugu I thought I knew sometimes took things too far and was generally a gentle and kind ideal girl. Really? Really? Then that makes me happy, I guess. If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her. And if I were really the opposite, just trying to say it, it won't be mad. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant. Then it is. Then it is. Even if you were the opposite, you'd still be Rena, right? This question shouldn't have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring at me, but even saying that took a strange amount of effort. That's not fair. That's no fair, Keiichi-kun. It bothers me when you say it that way. Oh. Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn with red embarrassment. Rena! Kei-chan! Let's go home! Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. Alright, another powdered donut, let's go. Oh, I love that part. Anyways, I don't know why, but this is my favorite part of this track. I could probably turn up the gain again. Or turn it down. Because we're not doing Doom. Oh shit, how quiet has it been for y'all in the background? Now to think about it. Anyways. I just gotta remember to turn it back down to when I hop back on Doom later. It was the same relaxing walk home as always. Digging around my pockets on a whim, I noticed something that should have been there was missing. What's the matter, Kei-chan? The key to my house, I always carry around me, is gone. Man, where did I lose it? It's fine today since my parents are home, but still, this is bad. That sure is troublesome. Did you forget it somewhere? Or did you drop it? Which one was it? Did I take it with me this morning in the first place? Huh? Kei-chan, did that key have anything that would make it stand out? Yeah, it's on a keychain. It was a blue fur seal, something I made for summer homework a long time ago. Huh? Does it have its eyes shut like it's taking a nap? Huh? Oh, how did you know? Yeah, that's it. Mion looked away and began to whistle. See, you went for dinner at Angel Moore a couple days ago, right? That night, the staff found the key, and there's a fur seal keychain attached to it. As she said that, she suddenly grew flustered, and added that Shion had told her about it. Huh? So I dropped it then? But aren't you glad they found it? I'm sure they're looking after it for you. That's right. Why don't you go? Shion looks the same as me, so you'll probably know her by sight. This was a rather unexpected development. Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. But I also had to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with this other side of Mion might be interesting. Half jokingly, I began to think about other things like this. Right. Angel Moore, was it? I'll head over to Shion's restaurant and get my key back. While I'm at it, having a nice spot of tea might not be a bad idea. You sound like an English gentleman. That totally doesn't suit you, Keitan. Is this the restaurant? The one that Michan's little sister is working at? Yeah, why don't we go together, Dana? Sorry to disappoint you, but I have plans with my father today. Some other time. Dana seemed pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity. You said they're twins, but they really look that much alike? Enough to mistake which is which? Yeah, they're totally the same. At least on the outside. Unlike Mion, she's well-mannered and really cute, though. In response to my teasing, Mion pouted and began to argue with me. I couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mion's little farce. After all, they weren't just identical. They were the same person. After going home, I changed my clothes and dug my bike out of the garage. Just thinking that I would be able to meet Shion again gave me a mysterious feeling. Oh, is your little friend going to say hello? Like, maybe I need to put my hoodie back on. I don't know. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mion. She was a mysterious and ridiculous person, believing she had fooled everyone like that. I noticed that I was pedaling along quite happily. Could it be that I was looking forward to meeting Shion? I felt a sense of giddy anticipation, like I was headed towards a new friend's house for the first time. What Rena said about Mion actually being really feminine sprang to mind once again. The guilt from spying on another side of Mion, the self-consciousness from being the only one that knew about that side, these feelings mixed together. That was Shion for you. Mion's little twin sister. Until she felt like coming out in the meeting she was Mion. It was fine to just call her Shion, right? Mion might be trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona. Change setting. As I reached the top of this steep hill, the horizon expanded before me. I was almost at the station. Last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time I was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Meet Shion, get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdled around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed in for work. Hey, what are you talking about, Keiichi Maribata? You're just here to get your key back, you know? It's not like you're some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. Haha. The thoughts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. I came to the realization that I was downright giddy. That's why, just for a bit, just a tiny little bit, I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. I kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sidewalk. What the fuck? Why? Why? You fucking idiot. What? No. What? See, I like motorcycles. Why? What the fuck? You deserve to fucking die right now. What the hell? You don't do that. It was in the way, sure, but there was absolutely no need for me to kick it. Exactly. I definitely think I got too carried away. Yeah. Thud. Clank. Crash. As the three bikes toppled one over another, like dominoes, the loud noise they caused snapped me back to my senses. You kicked over 3? My guy. What? Oh, shit. The hell do you think you're doing? The owners of those 3 bikes are right there. They look exactly like what you call thugs up to no good. They lifted their heads up in an imposing manner and yelled angrily in a way I'd never heard before. The 3 of them beelined towards me, the worn-down heels on their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly as if we were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. By the time I realized it, I'd been grabbed by the collar and lifted up to my tiptoes. Don't be playing dumb. You knocked them over, didn't you? Huh? The three thugs were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away. My legs buckled and my throat grew dry enough to crack. I'm sorry, I accidentally... Accident my ass! You kicked it, didn't you, dumbass? It was completely... I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I was pulled even higher. The hell, man? The paint's all scuffed. Yo, brat. Who put you up to this, huh? This is your, goddamn fault. The fuck? How the hell do you read this shit out? The three of them continued to yell at me. I had no idea what each of them were saying, yeah. Getting further enraged that I was only listening while dumbstruck, they grabbed an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash it repeatedly against the telephone pole. Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere. They then slammed at full force in the shuttered storefront. Smash. The shutter sent out a frightening loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flipped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. It was something you saw often on television or in manga, but I never thought seeing it in person would be this terrifying. I became painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept as morals. My knees clattered together noisily. Static began to pepper my vision. This is what you'd call absolute terror. There was nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. The fear I felt was just too much. Would somebody help me? My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. I was surrounded by these three hoodlums. No way there would be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe this is what you would call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt that I'd ignore what was going on. So this is somewhat of a cosmic retribution. Fucking say something! I'll fucking stab you. It's trying to fucking read this shit. Anger yelling loud enough to rattle my eardrums, spewed forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcibly dragged back to the forefront. Wait, what? Yes, I am. I've got a tiara and everything. Where was I? The thug had cocked his free hand, and twisted his body, when suddenly a metallic taste filtered through the back of my throat. A chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as possible and grit my teeth. You're making quite the racket, you stupid pieces of trash. Get out of my sight. That voice was a short distance away. Oh shit, hold up. I need to change the... My bad. We're doing Higurashi right now. I forgot to switch that. Thank you for the reminder. My bad. Okay, now it's updated. We're playing the second game of Higurashi right now. Sorry. The Doki Doki stuff was earlier. But, I mean, if you're interested, I am currently going through the purist mod for Doki Doki. All the past streams are up either on Twitch or YouTube, and yeah. Sometime soon I'll put up the highlight for the stream of today after I'm finished. But yeah, usually I stream Doki Doki in the morning, 9 a.m. to noon Central. But I didn't wake up. I slept through my alarms today, so basically now today I am streaming from 2 to 8. The first 3 hours were Doki Doki, and now the final 3 are going to be for Higurashi. So, and then after I may do some Doom as well, but undecided just quite yet. But yeah, if you're curious, yeah, there you go. I hope you'll stay and stick around, but you don't have to. Alright. Yeah. Still holding me by the collar, the 3 thugs spun around to look behind them. Hey, Shion. The fuck you say? Standing there was Mion. She stood there displaying an imposing stature that I'd never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face as she did when we were playing around during club. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them, the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring thing in the world. I'll only say this one more time. Let go of Kei-chan and get lost. Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her ultimatum. Of course, there was no way those 3 wouldn't go absolutely berserk. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. You fucking bitch! I'll fucking bash your head in! Stop it, Mion. These guys are looking for like rabid dogs. No amount of bluffing will work. Mion, it's dangerous. So, I knew that what I was saying was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved like this. No matter how you looked at it, Mion was only bluffing. But did Mion even know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number, little by little. At first, it was only businessmen on their way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like the owner of some store showed up, and it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around Mion, there was already about 7 people gathered. It felt different than people coming out to support a friend. If I had to say why, it was because the group that gathered was diverse in age and gender. The 3 thugs seemed to slowly realize that there was something strange about the situation. Who the hell are these guys? Behind them, at some point, 4 more people of different clothing and ages had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school. A man wearing a bakery apron. An old lady in the house cleaning smock. More and more people of various ages. Their gazes, comparable to Mion's were of hostility, of intimidation. Before I realized it, over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran in and joined the circle. There were some familiar faces, some of our classmates. That these people were residents of Hinamizawa? More and more people from Hinamizawa gathered around, in obvious contrast to the residents of Okonomiya who were passing by as quickly as possible. The fuck are you guys? Get the fuck away! The group surrounding us had suddenly swelled to about 20 people, completely encircling the faces of the thugs. Completely encircled, the faces of the thugs began to show the first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. That made everything completely unnatural, and depending on which side you're on, completely terrifying. When the only the thugs' voices echoed out like they were screaming. Somebody took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everyone else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. The hoodlums went pale as they were pushed together, back to back, while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason it sounded like they were crying out for help. Alright, what's going on here? What's going on? It was sudden. A solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. At some point, 2 police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several blurry burly officers appeared from inside the second vehicle. Oh, officer, good timing. There you go. The extortionist caught red-handed. Please arrest them. The fuck? This brat's the one that did... This brat's the one that's wrong here. Mion, returning to her usual self, was nonchalantly pointing out the hoodlums to the police. Of course the thugs were furious. But now that it had come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was their loss. Okay. Come over here for a sec. Come on already. The officers handcuffed the thugs and dragged them towards the patrol cars. The fuck? Let me go! We're the victims here. Are you listening, damn it? No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, the officers paid no heed. In the blink of an eye, they were crammed inside the two vehicles. They could still be heard yelling while inside the police cars, but what they were saying was no longer intelligible. Are you alright? Are you injured? He was probably a detective. The man leading the police peered at my face. No, not really. Well, that's a bit of a silver lining then. Well then, have a good year. The portly man was taking a quick look around, addressed the crowd. Thank you, citizens, for your timely report. Thank you. Thanks to your efforts, we were able to keep the peace today. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you for your hard work, Detective Oishi. As a citizen, I thank you for your daily efforts. It's an honor for a detective from the 1st Division to come out all this way. The way Shion talked didn't have a very pleasant tone. It was a coincidence. I happened to hear the call over the radio on my way back from the prefectural office. I just made a little detour. Please keep up the good work. I pray for success in your future endeavors. Ah, shucks. It's a good thing there were no injuries, though. Oishi-san, we're done here. Let's go. Well then, have a good year. I'm sorry, could you make way? The detective named Oishi, after jovially making pleasantries, lumbered over to the waiting police car. I quickly set off, disappearing down the city street. Oh, fucking hell. It was over quickly. So quickly I was dumbstruck. I didn't even get to ask the officer what was going on. It was like they came here quickly to disperse the mob before any trouble could start. After making sure the police cars had left, Mion snapped her fingers sharply. Alright, that's a wrap. And don't come back. That was the signal. The tension melted away in an instant as everybody began smiling. A middle-aged man helped me up. Are you okay, young Mayabara? Next time, pick your fights a little bit better. It's not like I wanted the fight. Are you hurt anywhere? If you hit your head, it would be a good idea to get an x-ray taken. An older lady I didn't know the name of was concerned about my injury. You were lucky this happened right in front of the station when it was busy. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to gather as many people. Next time, be more careful. City kids these days are pretty unruly. Ugh. I was even warned by the old lady and the schmuck. As Shion finished applauding the dispersing group of their efforts, she strode over to me. Well, you're pretty good, Kei-chan. But I also think you should be more careful about who you pick a fight with. Thanks, Mion. You saved me back there. Or my bacon there. Like I said, I'm Shion. She made a troubled expression as she turned her gaze downward, blushing in embarrassment. I heard from my sister that your fur seal keychain was yours, Kei-chan. Or that fur seal keychain was yours, Kei-chan. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was just heading to the restaurant. And you ended up feeling so excited that you got mixed up in something weird? Now it was my turn for my face to go red. I didn't want to admit it, that she was spot on. Well, I was just unlucky, but you really saved me, Shion. You don't have to thank me. So if you see somebody else getting bullied, help them out, okay? We value that kind of thing very highly here. I was well versed in that sense of camaraderie, but the way I was rescued just now, something seemed a little off about that. While I was helped out, it was honestly... While I was helped out, it was honestly to an almost disturbing degree. You're coming into the restaurant, right? You must be tired, so why don't you relax for a bit? My treat. It seemed that she caught the glimmer of suspicion in my eyes. Without waiting for my answer, Shion began walking. After cooling off a bit inside the restaurant, little by little I realized I was still on edge. There were spots here and there on my body that hurt, probably because I had been so stiff with nervousness. Shion, who had changed into her uniform, brought over 2 glasses of iced coffee. Hell yeah. Here you go, iced coffee on the house. Just bring this coupon with you to the register, it'll be no charge. My patheticness really knew no bounds, but since she went through the trouble, I might as well take her up on the offer. Even though I had started out as such a lovely day, I had to get carried away and do that stupid thing. I had completely ruined it. But really, you really saved my hide there. I really come to see you as reliable. Even I was scared, but Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best. While a little embarrassed by what she just said, Shion made a show of folding her arms boldly. Shion, really, thank you. I was thanking Shion, but I really wanted to thank Mion. Mion, really, thank you. Now, cheer up a little. If you feel indebted, then you should, then when you have the chance, you should help somebody in need. Like, for example, if I'm ever in trouble. Please come and save me. Yeah, of course. It's a promise. You absolutely have to. Taking advantage of my words, he seemed happy about my promise. So if I'm ever in trouble, Kei-chan will come and save me. I hope trouble comes soon. You finally smiled, she said as she smiled herself, poking me in the cheek. A downtrodden Kei-chan is as good as an imposter. Come on, smile. That tickles. Stop. Thanks to Shion's meddling, I finally cheered up a little. All the muscles in my body that had stiffened because of the incident finally began to relax a little. When you're in a better mood, don't you get a little hungry? I'm kind of hungry, so I want to eat some pancakes or something. Yes, pancakes, let's go. You want some too, Kei-chan? I wanted to show a little restraint, but restraint really wasn't my thing. That's why I replied without any. They're good, right? I'm pretty picky when it comes to pancakes. Don't worry. Our pancakes have a pretty good reputation. Shion ordered some pancakes from a nearby waitress. An employee ordering from another employee seems kind of weird. Not really. Hey, speaking of that, wasn't Shion in the middle of a shift? She's been slacking off while talking to me. I told my uncle that you saved me when I was surrounded by hoodlums, so he's rewarding you. So I have the manager's permission. That's exactly the opposite of what happened. Is that alright? It's perfectly fine. By the time the pancakes arrived, we had entered a relaxed conversation. You want to date with Shion? Let's go! As the two of us ate pancakes, we livened up the mood with some chit-chat. About what was on TV, celebrities, that kind of thing. Hobbies, food. Really nothing more than adult chit-chat. Talking to each other like this, I once again became conscious of Shion being a girl. Hey now, that's funny talk, Keiichi Marabata. Shion and me are the same person. If there was anything different between them, it was only whether or not Mion admitted she was Mion. But given that, how come our conversations was this different? Kei-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you? That's not true. If she were a guy, I'd punch the living daylights out of her. I think the reason you guys get along so well is because you have that kind of platonic relationship. That's pretty rare and enviable thing to have, don't you think? I don't get what you're saying, but it really would be a waste to treat her like a girl. Hey, Kei-chan, that's sexist. Hearing the word sexist was cause for introspection. What was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? Mion was Mion. She was the best friend a guy could have. She was the best friend a guy could have. No reservations, and head and shoulders above me when it came to club activities. If I'd met her 5 years earlier, my life would have probably been a lot more fun. Of this I had no doubt. Then what about Shion? She was Mion's little sister, and it hadn't even been 3 days since we met. Her relationship was much more distant, as the only thread we had in common was that I knew her sister. And for Shion, it was the same. I was somebody she had met 3 days ago only because I was a friend of her sister's. The difference between Mion and Shion? Friendliness? Familiarity? Playing around with those unclear thoughts for a while, I had stopped listening to Shion. Hypothetically, okay? Are you listening? Ah, sorry. Yeah, I'm listening. This is just a hypothetical question, okay? Both me and my sister are in trouble, okay? We're dangling off the side of a cliff. Which one of us do you save? You can only save one. She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. That's not a nice question. I want to save you both, but I can't do that, right? Right. You can only save either Mion or Shion. Who do you save? If it were Mion, I don't think she'd be in that situation in the first place, as it's something she could easily get out of herself. But what about the normal, frail Shion? I guess I'd have no choice. It's not my sister, right? If Mion and Shion were different people, I suppose it would come to that. I couldn't confirm nor deny it. She should have been smiling, but her gaze was locked firmly on mine. In other words, that's it, isn't it? My sister is... Huh? Sorry, I messed up what I was trying to say. Shion was trying to talk in a light-hearted manner, but I felt there was something more behind her words. Was Mion trying to tell me something through Shion? Not being able to put a finger on exactly what it was vexing. Shion, to hide her embarrassment, turned the conversation around. More importantly, just now. Were you surprised? When everybody kept on showing up? Of course I was. If it were Rina or Satoko, that would have been one thing. But for all those people young and old to gather, they were all from Hinamizawa, right? Yeah, that's right. Everybody in Hinamizawa is pretty close-knit. An enemy of one is the enemy of all. Nobody is going to look on from the sidelines. You're a pretty reliable group of residents. If somebody is being picked on, then everybody unites to get rid of the bully. It kind of sounds like the Mafia or the Yakuza's brand of unity. You shouldn't say something like that. It's something you should be thankful for. You were saved by that unity, weren't you? Never forget to show your appreciation. I half-heartedly agreed. I'm gonna show my appreciation by having my final powdered donut. Alright. Anyways, I half-heartedly agreed. I knew full well I should be appreciative. Everybody really is close-knit, aren't they? Maybe it's because of tradition? Hinamizawa has been in danger of becoming a ghost town on several occasions. There's been a history of the villagers uniting together each time to fight for the village's continued existence. For example, Kei-chan, did you know about the Hinamizawa Dam Project? Hinamizawa Dam Project? Let's see. I feel like I've heard somebody talk about it before. About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater. Oh, that story. I think I heard my dad talk about that. But I'm pretty sure the plan was cancelled, right? We made them cancel it. Everybody banded together. So that was a well-earned victory. It sounded pretty much like the story I heard. The protests intensified to the point where it was featured in newspapers and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended. The whole story with the dam apparently started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes, or a small dam to control erosion. But then the cat was let out of the bag. If it were completed, it would have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. The protests immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project were drafted and submitted to the Diet. Diet? I don't know. They even went so far as to go to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo to hand over a direct appeal to the minister. The previous landowner sued the government, stating that there were inconsistencies in the purchase agreement and that the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually, they started relying on an eminent domain in order to seize land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent. Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent? Wait. Fuck. Hiccups. They punched. They kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open and a whole lot of blood spilled out. Saying that, Shion indicated her temple by poking at it. But what happened to the police? Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality seemed kind of strange for some reason. Naturally, they wouldn't pay heed to something like that. You wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties. My nana went off like a firework. After that, it was amazing. Like a full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. We went on the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. Then, in order to gain public support, they called in prominent scientists to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable nature preserve. They pressured the prefectural and municipal assemblies, saying that the prefectural governor ignored his constituents when he approved the project and demanded his resignation, then completely and thoroughly denounced him. Naturally, in Hinamizawa, a ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Dam War began. In order to suppress the police's brutality, they coordinated with the network channels and exposed the violence of the riot squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government repressing the citizens and aired it nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT teams had their hands cuffed. Damn. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrations continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of support gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit, or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended for just a few years ago. We did everything we could. The entire village banded together and fought. At that time, we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. The village's feelings of solidarity and unity still haven't faded. Shion said that as she focused off in the distance. I felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride. That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often, bridging the generation gap and unifying the region. I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact that we were able to overcome it is huge. The fear I was feeling until now gradually began to fade. The people began to show up one after another while I was engaged with those thugs. I thought it was frightening, but now I felt from the bottom of my heart that I had been rude. The villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death. A sense of solidarity that fostered. It might seem impudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. If I'd been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share in that sense of solidarity. You can't donate. I mean, you don't have to. Let me try to donate myself $1, see if that works. Hold up. Do you have like a card or PayPal or something? Something went wrong? Huh. I wonder, do I have to be affiliate before that works? Hold on. Let me just save real fast in case, like... Fuck, where did I go for that before? Don't want to make a logo right now, what? I'm good. So far, it's not saying anything. It should. Something went wrong. What? Huh. How to set this up? I thought I got this set up. Hold on, let me see. Do I have to? It's saved, but not published. What? don't get that though. What? That okay, let me fucking try to PayPal then. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. I just had to do it through PayPal. So I'll worry about the rest of that later. I mean, it worked. I don't know. I need to figure out why the card one isn't working, but I can do that after the stream. But the PayPal way works. I don't know if you tried it that way or not. But I mean, you don't really have to donate. I don't know exactly how to handle that. Anyways, I didn't close the game, so that's good, that's good. I mean, in general, it's not too hard. You email and stuff like that, but you... Yep, alright. Right there. Kei-chan, you weren't here at the event, so I don't think you can fully get the solidarity in the village, but everyone shares it, thoroughly. Even with somebody who just moved here like you, Kei-chan. She couldn't have been more right. So many people got together to help me out when I just moved here. Even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know. A hot feeling began welling up inside me. Alright. Peace out. Hope you have fun. Have a good day or good night, whatever. A hot feeling began welling up inside me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural, but here, that was like an absurd and pathetic thing. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all the other villagers viewed me as a comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was actually aware of those feelings as they gradually welled up inside me. Senizaki-san, the manager wants you to work the floor. A more senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. It seemed like it was time for her work. Okay, I'm coming. Sorry, looks like I have to go get to work now. It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. Oh, are you going home? Yeah. My mom gets fussy if I'm not home by dinner time. Seems that Shion actually wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words. Like we hadn't talked enough. That kind of feeling. Looking at that expression, I regretted saying something that had utterly disappointed me on like that. I was about to say that I could stay for a little bit longer when Shion got up from her seat. Here, if you use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well. Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet as she tore out a few sheets and handed them to me. Convenient, isn't it? It's a perk I get on top of my salary. It's okay. I can pay for the pancakes myself. Hey! Being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kei-chan. If I were my sister, you would have gladly let me pay for it, she said as she laughed, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told so with such an encouraging smile really resounded with me. Sonizaki-san, sorry, but could you take the register? Ah, yes, right away. Later, today was fun. Saying that, Shion smiled, one more time at me. Goddamn, I can't read. Oh, Mion, thanks a lot for today. I owe you one. If you really think that, then return the favor. I'm looking forward to it. After I said that, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. I didn't know if she realized it or not. Lazing around and watching television after dinner was part of my daily routine. It might seem like a waste at first glance, but you could say it was an important time when I was able to acquire knowledge of everything from politics to economics to various trivia. After dinner was valuable time well spent while the brain was at its most supplied with nutrients. You idiot! It's obvious that Tokyo Tower is taller. Ah! Today I tested my knowledge of trivia by watching my weekly quiz show. Sitting in front of the television, I was able to get a lot of the answers right, but if I were actually up on stage, I'd probably fail miserably. Keiichi! Phone call from the Sonizaki-san. Okay. Sonizaki? That's Mion. It was a little bit late for her to be calling. I had a bad feeling about this. I had a hunch it was something to do with club activities. She was probably going to inform me that what we were doing tomorrow. This was Mion we're talking about. She might even go as far to say we're doing club activities right now, so hurry up and come over. By the way, it's 8 p.m. Hello? No way we're having club activities right now. Huh? That's not it. I mean, it was Mion, but it sounded a very un-Mion-like way of talking. Huh? Could it be? Sorry. Could it be that you're not Mion, but Shion? That's right. Good evening. I'm sorry for calling so late. For Mion, this would have been an ill-fitting, polite way of talking, but since it was Shion, it was natural. Even though we were both the same person. With a dry smile, I enjoyed that mysterious feeling. No, it's fine. What's up? Kei-chan, do you like sweets? Like cakes or desserts? There's no way I hated them. I'm an unabashed glutton. That's great. Actually, there's a new dessert contest this summer. Looks like they were having a new dessert menu every season. So they were hiring taste testers for potential desserts. The desserts at Angel Moore have a good reputation. It's pretty difficult to get accepted as a taste tester. I'll get right to the point. Ta-da! You say ta-da, but I can't see over the phone. Still. Could it be... That's right! I have a taste testing ticket right here. If you don't mind sweets, how about it? When you say how about it, you basically mean, with a ticket I can eat all the new desserts I want? They say to be aware of honey pots, but this is sweeter than any pot of honey. All you can eat free desserts? No way! If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester. When you come to the restaurant tomorrow, just give the person in charge your name. Then everything will work out. When you say everything will work out, you mean all you can eat? For free? Yeah, it's free. It's quite a bit, so I recommend you come hungry. This was such a delectable opportunity, it was almost scary. This was really Shion, right? It wasn't Mion posing as Shion in order to bait me into a trap, was it? What am I saying? They're both the same person. Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking, Kei-chan. You're thinking this is too good to be true, right? I mean, I would never... I heard from my sister, but you're really somebody who can't tell a lie. I'm not adverse to somebody like that. Xion laughed with a voice that sounded a lot like how Mion would laugh. It's not like I was intending on it, but it just so happens that my shift ends early tomorrow. If it's not a bother, I thought maybe we could spend a little time together after I'm done. Your shift ends early tomorrow? Yeah. So while you take your time eating desserts, I'll finish up. Well, I didn't have any plans anyway. I don't mind hanging out with you for a bit. It's not like we have anywhere to go. I was thinking we could cool off in the evening while we take a walk. There was no reason for me to refuse. Out of courtesy, I might as well take her up on the offer. By the way, Kei-chan, you and I have been meeting up every day, haven't we? Now that you say it, I guess we have. Since you said okay, we have an excuse to meet again tomorrow. Huh? What was Mion saying? Kei-chan, your voice just cracked. What's the matter? That wasn't a video phone, but you could tell I was beet red. Well then, you should definitely come tomorrow. I'll take my leave here. Good night. Good night. Xion finished with what she was... Fuck! Xion finished with what she had called to say. Ended the conversation without any chit-chat. When I returned to the living room after hanging up the phone, the TV was already off and my mom was sleeping in the rocking chair. Not feeling like turning the TV back on, I went back upstairs and returned to my room. I've only been receiving favors from Xion, haven't I? She brought me a bento and saved me when I got involved with those thugs. She was supposed to be a different person, so I could thank Mion at school. Come to think of it, she'd probably just say she'll pass it on to her sister. I have to thank Xion directly. Tomorrow I'll have to repay her somehow. Ooh, take her out on a nice date. Let's go. Details of the Delinquents 3. Achievement, mob mentality. Okay. I like how they kind of change a little bit. It's kind of fun. Just why are you arresting us? Or just why are you arresting us? Bullshit. Let go of me. Kuma-chan, you can let go of their arms now. Here, please sit down. The three people rubbed their arms painfully. Kumatani-kun and the others must have been squeezing them pretty tightly. Don't get me wrong. I haven't arrested you or anything. Kuma-chan, go and get me something cold from the fridge, please. Would you like your barley with foam or without? They plunked down onto the reception sofa, and despite not yelling anymore, they still had dangerous expressions. What I'd give to be young again. I'll drink even if you don't, you know? Excuse me for helping myself. Beer is best when you drink it on the job. As he downed the beer with glee, the three people exchanged glances, then finally reached out for their cans. They hadn't stopped being cautious. It was more like they didn't see a reason to refuse. They each opened their cans and began to drink the contents. Where did you guys come from? You're not from around here. They looked at each other again, suspicious of whether they should tell him. Are you all college students? Friends on a trip? You were probably traveling on bikes or something. Sounds like fun I wish I was having. You don't live close by, do you? Where did you come from? Osaka, perhaps? What's the matter with you? What's it matter to you? Now, there's no use trying to intimidate me. You would all have been in a lot of trouble if I'd left you there, right? They seemed to recall the thrilling event from earlier. Well, I could understand getting surrounded by students or a gang, or something along those lines. They would never have been surrounded by locals, both young and old, both men and women before. It was easy to imagine how scared they must have been. If you were from here, the people of Hinamizawa wouldn't have done anything to you, no matter what you had done wrong. They're all special. Not in the sense of not in the sense of parents not wanting to get involved in their children's fights. If one person gets bullied, the village will come out in full force. That's not just an idle threat, you know. They couldn't argue against that. They themselves had been surrounded. They'd seen it with their own eyes. There was no doubt about it. Around these parts, if the people of Hinamizawa give you a glare like that, you'll simply get demoned away, and no one will ever hear from you again. You'll suddenly disappear without a trace. You all have families that would get the police to search for you if you went missing? If not, then that's bad. You'll vanish and that'll be the end of it. Even then, we got there soon enough that nothing happened. If we'd been late, things would have taken a turn for the worse. If they'd been forced into an alleyway, these young men wouldn't be sitting on the couch right now. They might be lying on an autopsy table. Well, probably not. Anyway, perhaps they'd be a little bit more cooperative if we found them as corpses. How did you all get to Okinomiya? By train? By bike? Bike? That's not good. They're still parked there, aren't they? If you go waltzing in to get them back, they really might gang up on you. How's that? We'll take them all. Calm down, calm down. Why are young people these days so quick with the shouting? You don't want any more trouble, right? Tell me the bike license plate numbers. I'll bring them here for you. Komi-chan, please borrow the loading truck we use for traffic disasters. Got it. This is fine. We'll get them ourselves. Do you really want to get surrounded again? The police may not be fast enough to save you this time. It's fine, isn't it? If we're surrounded, they're gonna get knocked down. Hey! You three. You're drinking the barley with foam, right? Try turning your engines on. I'll arrest you on the spot for drunk driving. That's fucking dirty. Your tax dollars would be put to good use in bringing all your bikes here. Quit complaining and tell me the goddamn license plate numbers, you pieces of shit. The three were hesitant to tell him the numbers. They were mumbling something along the lines of not remembering them since they just bought the bikes. Well, that's what I thought. Huh. Kuma-chan, go with the truck and bring the bikes back. Get the tough-looking red Yamaha, the one with the broken red light tail, the broken right tail light, and the white one that had been packing tape stuck to the seat. It's those ones. They belong to you, right? They didn't answer. Those must be the right ones. Oishi-san, the truck is here, so I'll get going. Yes, please do. Wait, Kuma-chan, hold on. One more thing. What's up? Look up the numbers. You don't want to bring the wrong ones back. The three people's faces changed color. They made themselves very easy to understand. What, they fucking stolen? Let's take it easy here until your bikes get back. There's more beer, you know. We have some snacks, too. Want to watch TV? There's probably nothing on, though. Nah, thanks, we're just leaving. Don't want to hang here forever. Suddenly, there were 5 or 6 huge officers surrounding them. Their clearly overpowering stares nailed them to the sofa. What? What did we do? Going on a trip by stealing motorcycles, huh? Students these days have too much time on their hands. Yeah, I figured. Alright. Probably gonna be the last chapter for the night. I knew we wouldn't be doing any club activities after school today before Mion even said anything. I'd been invited over by Shion for an all-you-can-eat dessert. I made a point of leaving half my lunch uneaten. My expectations be rivaled by my hunger. Would only be rivaled by my hunger. Hey, Ichikun, you seem kind of happy today. Did something good happen? Did it? I guess it was obvious. Rinna had questioned me with a happy look. That's right. Why don't I invite Rinna for desserts as well? No, if I recall correctly, Shion said something about having a ticket. At worst, the restaurant might have be admission by ticket only today. If that were just the case, then having Rinna turned away at the door would result in the worst feeling ever. Yeah, I got a little lucky. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Then you'll definitely be jealous. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is it? What is it? I'm jealous, I'm jealous. This lucky thing. Is it cute? Is it? Cute? I wonder what Rinna would think of the uniforms at Angel Moore. They'd definitely be a critical hit. Probably. It's probably pretty cute. What? I'm jelly, jelly! What is it? What is it? What kind of fortune were you blessed with? Huh? Could it be you participated in the draw at Angel Moore about 2 months ago? And won? Hey now, I hadn't even transferred here 2 months ago. Oh, that's right. Then it's not the Angel's Desserts Festa then. Hey Chan, what is the Angel's Dessert Festa exactly? You know, there's that family restaurant called Angel Moore right by Okinomiya Station. Every season, they hold an event to promote their new dessert menu. That's today. Oh, it's no use going. The restaurant is reserved for only people who won the draw. Mion explained once again what Shion explained to me last night. Then we'll have to stop by the restaurant sometime. I'll do my best to draw a winning ticket and aim to enter the next all-you-can-eat event. Knock yourself out. By the way, this is just something I heard, but there's a rumor that the tickets are being sold on the black market for a pretty penny. Hearing that story, I felt even more appreciative of the ticket that Shion had procured for me. I just thought it was lucky to be able to eat dessert for free, but it turned out that the ticket was much more valuable. The number of things I had to thank Shion for had increased again. Thanks. I didn't know it was worth so much. I whispered in a voice only Mion could hear. That was how I conveyed my feelings. Mion looked at me for a moment before she tilted her head to the side and smiled confusedly. Huh? What? Did you say something? It'd be a problem if you said something to me right now. That smile seemed to be telling me that as much. I guess Mion wouldn't be appreciating any gratitude while she was Mion. I'll go to the restaurant. Today, I'll thank Mion while she's Shion. Bruh, how the hell do you not get confused already? I'm getting lost sometimes myself. Well then, this old man will take his leave here. The work today is going to be a little rough. Later! Mion waved her hand energetically as she left. Hey Keiichi-kun, Michan has been kind of weird lately. Like she's elated or something. What? You think so? Then it was pretty sharp when it came to these types of things. To me, Mion seemed the same as always, but then it apparently felt something different. Fuck hiccups. Ow! I got caught in my chair. Yeah, never mind. You don't know Keiichi-kun? I totally thought you knew. Rinna's skirt fluttered as she spun around with a coy smile. Know what exactly? I was obviously weaseling my way out of the question, but I wasn't lying. Honestly, I didn't really know what was going on. Why did Shion, a persona of Mion that she'd created, appear before me? Something was blatantly up, but Rinna paid it no heed. Oh, really? I wonder what it is then. When Michan is in a good mood, so is Rinna. Oh, saying that she spread her arms wide and spun around happily. I didn't know why, but Rinna was in a really good mood. It was so infectious that I had to smile too. Even the chirping of the cicadas seemed joyful. But you see, Rena abruptly stopped spinning. Her expression had returned to a more somber tone. You see, Michan, lately, she's been in a lot of pain. What do you mean, pain? The pain that, Rena was talking about probably wasn't physical. At first she tried to pretend it wasn't a big deal, but, like a wound, it began to fester and grow. Eventually she was no longer able to hear the pain, and woke up in the middle of the night. And then she phoned Rena. Mei-chan was crying. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? Huh? What is Rena talking about? What? Hey, don't play dumb like that. Just now you said... I don't know. Rena doesn't know anything. Oh. Rena spun around as she laughed innocently. Eventually she appeared to get sick, stumbling as she steadied herself with her hand against the wall. Oh, the room is spinning. That was dumb. That's what you get for getting carried away and spinning like that. Sorry. Oh, I think I feel sick. I lent the Ditz a shoulder to lean on. To be stumbling around like a newborn fowl at this age was actually quite a feat. Rena is in a good mood, only babbled incoherently after that. I laughed as I responded to her and chided her. However, the chance to revisit that heavy topic Rena had brought up before never arrived. So what was Mion crying about? Interesting. As soon as I get home, I tossed aside my school bag and changed in a hurry. The effects only having a light lunch were starting to show, as my stomach began to let out fickle growls. Alright, let's go to Angelmore. It's time to face the land of the endless desserts. Preparations for battle are complete. Tally-ho! Angelmore had a decidedly different feel to it compared to yesterday. Dessert Festa today. Admittance by reservation only. Nonetheless, the front of the store was being swarmed over by a dozen young men. Judging by how they were looking upwards in jealousy instead of entering the store, they weren't invitees. Why would they gather here if they knew they couldn't get in? I found out the answer when I passed through the crowd and began to climb the steps into the restaurant. Are you a participant? Do you have a ticket? Yeah? Well, I was lucky. As soon as I said that, I was immediately mobbed. It was like being in the middle of a football scrum on a crowded train. What is going on? The reason was this. It wasn't just one ticket per person. One ticket could let up to 4 people inside. So it's like that, huh? Seems like I should have invited Rena and the others. Thanks for the tip, but I'll pretend I didn't hear that. With an uplifting smile, I turned and ignored them. When I did, their arms all reached out at once, like the souls of the damned seeking secure. That ticket can admit up to 4 people. Please bring guests with you. What selfish people. This was the only reason they were crowded in front of the restaurant. Dozens of wretched arms reached out for me like the teeth of a giant rape, and grasped at the air. I was already climbing the stairs to the entrance. What a heartless dick. Grab him! This isn't something to joke about. I flew up the rest of the stairs and threw myself inside the restaurant. It was like I had entered a different world. Ooh. Ah! Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Not much. We're on our way to have an all-you-can-eat dessert taste testing for the Angelmore place. Shion, got a ticket for us. Oh, nice. Yeah, I finished my powdered donuts. I've still got my Arby's burger from earlier, but I'm gonna wait until after stream to chow down on that. I was supposed to be part of the raid, but didn't. Oh, okay. What's up, Maddie? Glad you stopped by anyways. Hope you have a good night. The miserable throng of the damned hurled curses at me from the other side of the glass door. But inside of this completely soundproofed and air-conditioned restaurant. Oh, thank you. With the angelic smile of a waitress to welcome me, they were nothing more than a refreshing piece of scenery. I knew that I shouldn't laugh, but I began to let out a sinister cackle. Good afternoon. Welcome to Angelmore. Due to today's dessert festa, the restaurant is reserved for customers who won the draw. Could I ask for your name and ticket? I don't have a ticket, but I should be on the guest list. Mayabara? Mayabara. There it is. I'm sorry, but may I please have your full name? Keiichi Mayabara. My apologies for the inconvenience. You're here by special invitation, right? I'll show you to your seat. Please, this way. The mood inside the room was incredibly heated. The booths were packed to the brim. Men in their prime were stuffing their faces with dainty desserts that didn't suit them at all. It was a rather unnerving spectacle. Soon after I was shown to my seat, Shion arrived. Good afternoon. Welcome to Angelmore. Hey Shion, thanks so much for today. I really appreciate it. You were a bit late, so I was getting worried. I'm really happy you came through, though. It may have been because other customers were around that her tone was less casual, but she still capped off that welcome with her usual brilliant smile. As you can see, there's a lot of customers here today. I'm not sure I'll be able to take a break. Please take your time and relax until I'm finished. When I'm done, let's go play somewhere, okay? Ooh, yes, I would like to play with you. Whispering just that last part into my ear, Shion winked and returned to the kitchen. Ooh, a woo. A woo intensifies. Maybe it was because the mood in the restaurant was so heated, but Shion seemed a bit bolder. Even a small change in her mannerisms was enough to set my heart aflutter. Sorry to keep you waiting. While I was overwhelmed by the atmosphere inside the restaurant, orders from the new summer menu were carried out one after another. Every single one was extravagantly huge. I get it. You can eat all of these amazing things for free. No wonder a ticket was worth its weight in gold. On top of that, all it was plenty delicious. From dishes with a general appeal to insane ones aimed at a specific audience. There were absolutely no gaps in their repertoire. No matter how you look at it, I don't think one person can eat this much. Well, let's just leave it at that for now. It didn't feel relaxing at all in here. Probably because the fervor inside the restaurant was clearly abnormal. All the other booth seats were crammed with groups of 4. Sleazy men were gorging like pigs on cutely decorated desserts, and it wouldn't have been a surprise if they started licking the plates. It was more than a little unsettling. It piqued my interest, so I started listening in on their conversations, and what things I heard. Angelmore, so moe. Me? I bought my tickets for 70,000 on blank auctions. I told work that I attended a relative's funeral. What? The uniforms here are the greatest, or greatest. I wonder if the waitress would wipe it for me if I spilled some water on my pants right now. Right, meow. What? Meow meow. I heard they're planning on selling Angelmore figures. We'll have to pay heed at the next Wonder Festival. They sell used Angelmore uniforms on the 4th floor of Redacted and Akiba. But they cost 280,000. This is an absurd price. Animal cost 80,000. When Brobot closed down, going rates for theirs was 12,000. That's the price for used ones. Knockoffs are less than half that. A knockoff from Redacted is fine with me. I wonder if they'll start selling them. Then I'll put it on my mine life-sized figure I did buy off of Blank for several $100,000. The fuck happened to their like grammar and speaking and shit like this? What the fuck? If I can wake up every day to an angel from Angel, that'll really get my gears going. The words spilling out of their mouths were pretty much all incomprehensible jargon. And yeah, but they still keenly conveyed that hidden behind them was an invincible aura of abnormality. Sorry to keep you waiting. The next dessert is Tropical Cinnamon Love Affair. Is something the matter? Ah, no, it's kind of different inside the restaurant today. Our restaurant is pretty famous in their circles. Well, we are aiming for that, so it's all well and good. But during festas, there's something of a more hardcore crowd, so it could be a handful. The waitress informed me quietly with her wise smile. The customers seem rather riled up, almost like a pack of hyenas. Seems a lot of the customers today came from unreasonably far away. Those types of people are fairly prone to losing their self-control, so it's a little scary. If you don't keep your guard up, something bad can happen. What did she mean by keep your guard up? At that moment, a large crash sound resounded through the room. That was loud. I turned around, startled to see that her waitress had fallen down and spilled the order she was carrying right onto a customer. Wait, isn't that Shion? I'm so sorry. Your food is, Oh, what have you done? The jeans that I bought at a certain specialty shop for a whole 800,000 or 1,800,000 yen. No, fuck, I can't fucking read. The jeans that I bought at a certain specialty shop for a whole 1,800 yen are all sticky with frosting. What the hell is that? For somebody who just met with disaster, he seems awfully happy. How tragic! It seems that little Miss Waitress here will have to wipey it from the bottom of her heart. The conversation suddenly veered off in an odd direction. Hey, what did he say? Wipey? Did he want Shion to wipe him down? Right over that obviously apparent tint he had pitched over his crotch? But that is... Wipey. The wipey chant quickly spread throughout the room. What the fuck? Totally cornered, Shion went pale. She looked over to a more experienced waitress for help, but was only met with a head shaking out of pity. Sonozaki was tripped. Customers who do that to purposely get their clothes dirty have been on the rise lately. So you're saying that she was tripped? Then what happened just now, was it an accident? It was on purpose? The regular girls are careful about it, so they definitely won't end up like that, but Sonozaki-san is only a seasonal hire, so she had her guard down. The customers today could easily pick up on that, so she had been targeted since this morning. What's the manager doing? You should just kick those thugs out. We're in the service industry, so there's not much we can do about it. She laughed as she said that in a registered tone, or a resigned tone. Wipe. Yeah, you wipe it, Keiichi. Don't make her do it. Shion trembled uncontrollably. Goddamn. With the dishcloth in her hands as she turned bright red. The man who had been doused in frosting splayed out on the bench, putting the cream-covered tint over his crotch on full display. Still mentally unprepared, her trembling hand inched forward, goaded on by the onlookers. Come on, or come on, or come. It is time for the wipey. What the fuck? From my male point of view, it might seem a ridiculous spectacle I could just smile wryly at, but from a woman's point of view, this was obviously pure humiliation. Yeah. If I was in Shion's position right now, I would not hesitate to fucking just punch the guy in the fucking dick. God. Oh. Actually, probably not. I'd probably just break down out of fucking humiliation and anxiety and shit. I mean, granted, I wouldn't be a waitress in the first place because my anxiety. That's literally why I never wanted to become like do a job that revolved around that, because my anxiety was just like, nah. Just going up to tables and having to start talking to them, take the orders, and have to like do the return back and see if they're doing good and all that stuff. That alone my anxiety couldn't handle. So yeah, if I were to, one, not only be in that outfit, and then two, in this situation, yeah, nah, nah, thanks. Exactly, exactly. When I was trapped by those thugs and had been paralyzed with fear, Shion fearlessly stood up to them and saved me. Still, as humiliating as it was, Shion was also partly to blame for this. And it wasn't as though her life was at stake, right? Even these guys, they were just going to jeer at her in a bit of a lewd situation. It's not like they were going to eat Shion alive or anything. It'd be alright if I just consoled her afterwards. Even if I was scared, but Kei-chan was in trouble, so I had to be brave and do my best. When I, a man was being assailed by 3 thugs, was paralyzed with fear, Shion saved me without a second thought. What about now? These sleazy, filthy degenerates were trying to pin the blame on Shion. Oi! I may be a degenerate, but I'm not that kind of degenerate, okay? Don't lump us two together. I'm a proud degenerate, okay? Ugh. This time, our roles were reversed. Hey, Kei Chimabara, if you don't save her now, when will you be able to repay the debt you owe her? You scared, Kei Chimabara? At that time, Neon didn't even show a hint of hesitation. No, they're trashy degenerates. We're the, like, okay. It's kind of weird to draw the line because they're not actual degenerates, they're just pieces of shit. So, yeah. Then what about now? I'm not hesitating. Then what? If you're not hesitating, then why aren't you helping her? Got a good point. Put on some doom music and let's go. Now resign yourself to your fate. Shut up, you greasy fat ass. Get out of here before I get angry. I grasped Shion's shoulder firmly and pulled her behind me. Let's go, Kei-chan! Kei-chan, it seems you don't understand. Yonder waitress was the one who wet mine pants. What? I couldn't fucking read that, and I know that's not my fucking dyslexia kicking in. This is her punishment. The one who needs punishing is you. Enough with the empty words. If you're a man, talk with your fists. Ooh! Thud, smash. My body was lifted in the air like nothing. I was thrown right back into my own seat. This guy is strong? No matter how you look at it, athletic and his lardo aren't even in the same area of code. Many otaku are unexpectedly well versed in some obscure martial art. Don't be misunderestimating us. Demands. Alright, shut up, you fucking chuny. Fucking chuny, Bill. The man smirked, showing off his gum line. Kei-chan, are you okay? Damn it, how lame must I look right now? You were tripped, weren't you, Shion? They're the ones in the wrong here, so don't let them take advantage of you. That may be, but it was still my fault. Whoa! One more time! Let's do it! Yeah, let's do it! Thud, snap, gash. Don't you think that this is enough to make me give up? One more time! What's up? I think we're in the middle of a fight. Ho 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 ho! You're all talk! I'm not done yet! Or yeet! Rise, my will to fight! Don't know exactly how to pronounce that. So yeah. Not just running. I planted every one of my steps firmly as I closed the distance to the lard ball. Lard ball? That's gonna be my new insult. Calling somebody a lard ball. I love that. Oh, each time I ripped my foot off the floor, I could feel my burning spirit flare up from the point of impact. Everything slowed down like I was walking underwater. As I stepped forward in that viscous flow of time, I calmly measured the gap between us. With our difference in height, reach was my ultimate advantage. There was an ever so tiny distance between us where only my punch would be able to reach. I unleashed my iron fist of righteous anger, but it flew towards his face slowly, like I was punching underwater. Reacting to that, with a smirk on his face, the fatso easily slipped inside of my punch. I hadn't realized it until now, but in this mired time, I was able to observe his baffling counterattack with almost painfully clarity. His arm slowly swung around in a large windmill motion, wrapped around my whiffed punch, and descended in an arc. That arm swung around like the arms of a clock, and came right in contact with my head, twisting my upper body around. Dragging my head along, he followed through with another rotation. This time he rotated his entire body like a top, flowing by another rotation. Combining defense and offense, it was a brilliant counter. That's right, 3 times. I was thrown after 3 rotations, I think. In this viscous region of time, I was unable to struggle, and I could only wait dumbstruck until the moment I was thrown. The moment I was, the sluggish temporal anomaly abruptly ended. Your stand couldn't stop you. Oh, I need to click. Crash. You lack training, young man. I was loath to admit it, but against somebody trained in martial arts, I couldn't win through force of will alone. God damn. Beat up by a fucking weeb like that? Like a fucking otaku? That's quite pathetic, my guy. That don't look good on you. That don't look good. After my consciousness faded in a wave of dizziness, when I came to, I was lying down in my own seat. Thankfully, you weren't injured. The more experienced waitress from behind wiped the seat from, my brow wiped the sweat from Fuck words. Fuck 'em. The more experienced waitress from before wiped the sweat from my brow with a towel. There we go, I could say it! Go me! While she was doing that, a red-faced and teary-eyed Shion trudged over. Are you okay? Doing that all for my sake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, I wasn't much help. I've never won a fight before. No, you just trying to help me made me happy. Not joking. It's just that I was thinking that it was lucky Kei-chan came here today. As she said that, she stuck her tongue out teasingly. She wiped off the whipped cream with the washcloth she was holding in her hand. Senizaki-san, you can take your break now. You still have 1 or 2 hours left, don't you? No, it's fine. Even though it's just part-time, it's still a paying job. I want to work properly while I'm on the clock. So really, you don't have to worry about me. She couldn't even put up a brave front. I would never even think for a second that Mion could be that weak. This was Shion, and she had been harassed by some unreasonable riffraff. That was reality. Kei-chan, don't mind me. Please eat as much dessert as you can. When you're done, we'll have you fill out a survey. Well then, I've got to get back to the floor. After some consoling words and a sympathetic smile to Shion, the other waitresses started to head back to work. That's where I stopped her. Excuse me, could I borrow your phone? The phone? It's by the register. I'll show you where. I pulled a 10 yen coin from my wallet. This wasn't about saving face. I was being a worthless coward that was unchangeable. My being a worthless coward was an unchangeable fact, but I couldn't just cry myself to sleep about that later tonight. Or I could just But I could just cry myself to sleep about that later tonight. Now was not the time for tears. I had to fight. If I recall, one ticket is good for up to 4 people, right? Is it alright if I call over 3 or more people? Yes, that's fine. For the time being, I'll write them down on the guest list. Could I have their names? I turned around and glared at the greasy hooligan who subjected Shion to that humiliation. Ooh, pulling up the gang, let's go! Pull off a drive-by, let's go. There are 3 things that aren't working in your favor today, punk. The first is that I owe Shion. The second is that I'm a man who's not afraid to throw away his pride to win. And the third is that we're the most powerful club members in history. Please add Rena Ryugu, Satoko Hojo, and Rika Furude to the guest list. Understood, I'll do that. I'll have the best and most powerful club members join the fray. Oh, I can't wait to get this, this lard ball to get beat up by 2 lollies. Let's go! Pull up! Square up, motherfucker! They can bring down 1,000 foes. You fat asses. Prepare to meet your maker! Oh, why was this not in the anime? God damn it! Oh, I was excited to see this. This is a nice restaurant. Oh, the uniforms are cute. Then it wants to wear them too. Oh. On top of that, we're being treated to dessert. I'm deeply moved. Yeah, eat as much as you like. Don't worry about my share. Keiichi-san, enough with the charades. Let's get to the point. Rena and Rika trying to put down their forks and Satoko broached the subject. After looking at them for a few moments, I pressed my forehead firmly to the table. I beg of you. I don't care what you make of how pathetic I am. Please lend me your strength. I hereby declare this visual novel is now hentai. Oh yeah? Why? The 3 of them seemed surprised by the sudden turn of events, but nevertheless listened to what I had to say without making fun of my unusual behavior. See you in a bit. But what's the matter? Something happened, didn't it? Actually, Yeon's younger sister, Shion, is working part-time at this restaurant. Ah, that little sister you were talking about, right? Because hentai. Fucking dire, you hentai. Fucking pervert. Right? Could it be her? Could it? She resembles her. Resemble? That's just Mion with her hair down, isn't it? I didn't know what to say. If Keiichi-san says that's Shion, then that's Shion. They might be twins, but they can really look that much alike? Or can they look that much alike? They're called monozygotic twins? I don't fucking get what that is. They really can look identical. I just heard identical twins. Fuck that word. Dojin? No, here's the thing. Okay. Real fast. Dojin just means fan-made. Dojinshi is like actual hentai manga stuff. Okay? Dojinshi is like manga hentai stuff. And Dojin is like fan-made. So, for example, you could call the purest mod a Dojin for DDLC because it's fan-made. Then I gave the most plausible explanation, so everybody else was convinced. Well then, do you believe me? I'll get to the point then. I recounted everything that had just happened. How Shion was targeted, how she was antagonized by the customers. and the humiliation that was forced upon her. Also, how incredibly pathetic I was. I included everything without trying to hide it. Alright, see you in a bit. Tell Sayori I said hi. That's awful. Poor Shi-chan. However, for you to be unable to help her, there should be a limit to how unsightly you can be. There's nothing I can say to that. Satoko-chan, to admit that you lost and to seek help is a very difficult thing to do. Keiichi-kun chose to help Shi-chan rather than save his pride. So pathetic. Her follow-up stung a bit, but I could only be thankful for that she understood. Satoko was calling me all sorts of names, but there was no malign intentions behind her words. Then, what should we do? Her voice was monotone, but there was a hint of resolve in her words. I replied to Rika-chan's suggestive silence in kind with my own quiet resolve. Well, I thought it would be something like that. It is a bit much for Keiichi-san to handle alone. Oof. Fucking lard ball. I fucking love that new insult I got now. Thank you, Higurashi. Huh? Then you'll help? Of course, Keiichi-kun. We'll help anybody who's being bullied. I remember when I was cornered by those thugs. What Shion had said about the strong feelings of solidarity in Hinamizawa really began to hit home. However, Keiichi Marabata, now is not the time to get choked up with tears of gratitude. Now's the time to fight! Sorry, I owe you one. You tried your best, but didn't stand a chance alone. How sad, how sad. Rika-chan gently patted my head for me. Aww. But there was no mindless pity in the palm of that hand. It was overflowing with a strong, dependable feeling of leave the rest to us. Go fuck him up! Fuck him up! Mion just can't join due to the various circumstances, so I'll temporarily be taking command. Our strategy will revolve around Shion's defense and the extermination of the enemy's combat capability. Who's the enemy? Are there a lot of them? From this point forward, everybody who messes with Shion shall be considered an enemy combatant. There's no rules of engagement. Compensation will be the dessert you just ate. Any questions? Everybody had already entered club mode, their eyes peering as the riffraff clamoring around inside the restaurant just like predators, stalking their prey from the darkness. I'm getting excited. I want to see the motherfuckers get up. Oh, pull up on them. Fucking deck their faces in. Let's go. Rika-chan held up her hand. What is it, Rika-chan? Do we have to show mercy? No! No! Of course we don't have to. We have no need to show mercy to the rabble that would dare lay a finger on Mion's little sister. Let's fucking go! Oh! Then it's okay, Keiichi? Rika-chan was serious. She was really ready to pretty much murder someone. Let's go! I don't know why I'm so hyped right now for this shit. I just want to see these motherfuckers get murked by some fucking lollies. Let's go. I'm counting on you, Rika-chan. I, Keiichi Marubata, shall assume responsibility. Root them. Alrighty. Then is going to do her best too. Sorry. Please do. Keiichi-san, you don't have to be so tense. We'll just wait and see. By the time you finish that parfait, we'll have finished cleaning up too. Well then, everyone. Let's give it our all. Go for it. Yay! Yay! Thus, the most powerful war band the world had ever known, trained by Mion, began to move. I was the oldest, the only boy. I behaved like a leader, but when you consider our club activities, I was by far the most junior member. Individually, everyone besides me had terrifying combat capabilities. If all of them combined their strengths to protect Shion, I couldn't even imagine. I was probably about to witness something terrible and awe-inspiring. Let's go! I'm getting hype as fuck! Oh, I kind of want to put Doom music on, but this... Oh! Senizaki-san, 5 deluxe parfaits for table 7. Sure thing. Shion carried the order to the table. For Shion to carry all 5 parfaits without wobbling took so much effort that she didn't have the breathing room to pay attention to her feet. Comrades, here she comes yet again. This time, we'll have her spill everything on my pants, and have her wipey right down to my underwear. It was the same wipey scheme that had already occurred just a short time earlier. This time, another one of them was trying it out for himself. The very depravity of these men itself is a full-out attack. Was itself a full-out attack. Rena, this is Keiichi. Ambush them around the tables 5 and 6. Rena, do you copy? The restaurant's uniforms just look so cute! Oh, I want to take them home! Shion, her bottom swaying while carrying the parfaits, was being chased by an equally swaying Rena. She was supposed to be escorting Shion, but Rena was instead fixated by the back of her uniform. From a normal person's point of view, it was probably like having a fox guard a hen house, but when it comes to Rena, things are different. Cute mode 120% synchronization. We've won! When Rena's in that state, even the laws of physics don't apply. Shion's legs, unsteady and defenseless, were being targeted by those sleazebags. Now, my comrades! Hail the Mind Feuder! Shining Lucifer of the Harumi Mecha! My legs shaking out of... snaked out to trip Shion's... A leg sneaked out to trip Shion's defenseless feet. I got 3 of them at once. Stop, stop, stop! Yeah! Oof! Yeah! That's my war cry, bitch! It happened in an instant. The 3 fools whirled in pain as their legs bent at unnatural angles. Ah! What is this madness? I'm fucking hype as fuck for this. Beat their asses, break their legs, twist them. They're fucking little dolls, break them off. Rodena teetered into view and gave them a warning. Oh, no mischief, okay? No means no. No. Then it's going to be the one to take her home. This girl, what's with that strange technique? The human scum clutched their bruised ankles as they passed by. That's our Renaissance. No matter how many times I see it, it's always frighteningly quick. Yeah, it's an unbreakable barrier. Anyone within 2-meter radius who attacks Shion is completely obliterated by Rena. Oh! Let's go! As Shion was making her rounds through the restaurant, there were people here and there collapsing with welts on their legs or hands. Oh, Keiichi-kun, so this is Rena. There's nobody left that'll bother Shi-chan, so I'm going to take her home now. Rena, this is Keiichi. Good work. Please continue the mission. Also, permission to take home denied. I repeat, permission to take home denied. And I'll just look. Oh. I guess just looking is fine. That wouldn't prevent her from guarding Shion, so I guess it's okay. Anyway, thanks to this, I knew who had tried to mess with Shion. Anybody who was clutching their arms or legs while they were writhing in agony was basically branded by the bruises. Sick 'em, girls! Currently, we have finished identifying all enemy forces, proceeding to the next phase. Satoko, this is Keiichi. What's your status? This is Satoko. That's a rude way to ask. Keiichi-san, exactly who do you think I am? Satoko was in the kitchen. She had spread open a sketch for the restaurant on the counter, replete with order chits and their destinations. It was now sorting through the freshly made desserts. Hey, what are you doing? Now, said Asaki-san, it's alright, just leave it to her. More importantly, we're taking all these orders out at once, so I'm counting on you. The veteran waitress was briskly directing her juniors as the trays went out one after another. All the desserts had passed through Satoko's hands were delivered at once. Oh, lots of cute desserts coming. Oh. I think you know this, but don't touch them. At least if you still value your life. I know, but oh, certainly they were all incredibly cute looking desserts. They were all works of art you could enjoy before taking your life. Enjoy before even taking your first bite. I'm going to go. So I don't get. Oh, come on, come on! I'm not that loud, am I? However, since Satoko had meddled with them, they were nothing more than an unpredictable danger. Blissfully ignorant of that fact were the men now stuffing their faces. Poison them! Fucking kill them! Murk them! Ugh, this is... Almost right away, they realized something was wrong. Satoko, what did you mix in there? It couldn't have been salt or Tabasco, right? My, what are you saying, Keiichi-san? You said no mercy. I might not look it, but when I get down to business, I like to be very thorough. As she said that, she twirled a dubious file, whatever, in her fingers before putting it away smartly into her pouch. Rika, this is Satoko. The customers are moving. Escort duty is all yours. Leave it to me. Come to think of it, I didn't see Rika-chan anywhere. Where could she have been lurking? Clatter clatter. Several men stood up suddenly from their seats, surveying the restaurant for something. The rest was fidgeting, and that look of relief when they found the single placard hanging from the ceiling. Written on that placard was the word restroom. They began to mad rush in that direction. It wasn't just one or two people. All the people that were branded the enemy were standing up there from their seats while clutching at their stomachs. I think this was a little too greedy. Well, I think I was a little too greedy. Where's the washroom? Mewtwo. Not a number 1, but a number 2. I need to crash out meow. Where's the toilet? I found it. You're in for it now. I felt dirty just thinking about what Satoko probably did to their desserts. The problem was how to follow this up. I was intrigued, so I followed the rush of madmen to the washroom. The narrow hallway connecting to the restroom was crammed with about 10 men. What is this? As I peered over to see what's happening. Whoa! It seemed that the toilet was clogged and backflowing, unleashing a loud gurgling sound and terrible stench. There was no way to use it in this state. Damn that Satoko, what a frightening display of power. No, this wasn't Satoko's doing. It was divine punishment. Yeah, they were just unlucky. I'll just apologetically ask for one of the employees here to clean it up. I can't do my business like this. Arrgh! What do we do, meow, comrades? It was a brilliant combination of traps, but it would be better if there were one more push to the kicker. Seeing as it was Satoko, she wouldn't have overlooked that. Yeah. It's come to this. It's time for the last resort. Faced with a moral dilemma, that man only had other options. Women's restroom. Isn't using the girls' restroom going to get us in trouble? I'm pretty sure there's no female customers today. Why didn't I think of that before? Man, women's salons are the best! What a brazen bunch they are. The men, sweat now pouring from the brows, made a mad rush to the girls' restroom without any hesitation. Me? Ah! There was a girl in there. It was Rika-chan. The men stood there, frozen in various complicated poses, indicating their surprise. Rika-chan had also seemed dumbfounded by the sudden turn of events, but the look on her face was strangely perfect. This was all part of the plan as well. Oh! You sly dog, Rika-chan. I should never have underestimated you. This is, you see, Mademoiselle. Me. The men's room is a bit dangerous at the moment, so we just want to borrow the toilet right here, meow. Meow. Me. But, I guess it's not right after all. Right, my comrades? By just having a girl stand there in the restroom, I never knew it could put up such an overwhelming barrier. There was no way anybody would be brave enough to lift Rika-chan out of the way to try and do their business. This was the most they could do after all. If it were a man in full club mode, for example, someone like me, they would just plow through Rika-chan without a second thought. Now that they were Now what are they gonna do, you fat asses? The price for tormenting Shion still hadn't been paid. If you're in trouble, I can help you. That would be much appreciated. How much would you do that? You can use one of the toilets outside. I'll show you to them. That would be perfect. Please. At this rate, I'll end up becoming group and enema per day. What the fuck are they saying? Rika-chan, with a pleasant smile on her face, guided them with a casual stride in her step. In this race against time, her slow pace was sadistic torture. Mademoiselle, is the toilet far away from here? We'll get there soon. Obeying Rika-chan's directions, they were about to leave the restaurant. Keiichi-kun, finish it. Give him hell. Yeah, leave it to me. I spread my arms out and blocked them as they tried to leave the restaurant. What is the meaning of this? We are, DEFCON 1 here. Listen up, you tubs of lard. You know what happens if you even set foot outside the store, right? What is the meaning of this preposterous statement? Fuck hiccups. That's what that means. Look, it's written right here on the ticket. Not valid for re-entry. See? You're free to use any toilet you want, but the moment you step outside that door, you can't come back. Boom! You will remember this! I don't want to guide anybody who says scary things like that. Everyone panicked as Rika-chan began to turn back. They could only figuratively and literally fall in line. Oh! All the waitresses also lined up to see them off. Thank you very much for coming! We shall return! Clang clang. The bell rang playfully as the door shut behind them. How pathetic. Too easy. Oh, I loved that. That was great. We did it! Yay! Alright, it's probably safe for y'all ears. But seriously, how loud was I? Was I really that loud? I didn't think I would be. I guess I'll re-listen. I'll like watch back and figure it out myself. Rita and Satoko clapped their hands together. Whew. I couldn't hold a candle to those guys by myself, but when we get the group together, we sent them packing like a herd of cattle. With opponents this week, any of us could have taken them on by ourselves. Keiichi-san, you need to up your game. Yes, change seating. I was loath to admit it, but Satoko was right. Damn it. One day I'll be strong enough to be worthy to stand alongside them. But I'm really glad we were able to protect Min-chan's little sister. Now there's none of those bad people who were pulling pranks left. You're blessed to have such wonderful friends, Sanezaki-san. The veteran waitress was also smiling. After the herd was sent packing, it had calmed down completely inside the restaurant. Shion was flustered as she glanced between us and the now empty seats. You did that for me? I mean... Shion's expression was somewhere between happy and guilt-ridden. Her face had turned slightly red as she ran into the kitchen. Whoa, Shi-chan is cute! They really are twins. Oh! Given Shion's personality, there's no way she'd thank us directly. We might have been a bit excessive in our means, but I'm really glad we were able to save her. I think you know this already, but Sonesaki-san is very grateful. As a representative of the floor staff here, I also extend my gratitude. The applause quickly spread throughout the entire restaurant. Fuck. I don't think I got any... Do we have a clapping emoji? I don't know. If so... Not emoji, emote. Whatever the fuck it is. Not only the other waitresses, but also the customers that were genuinely there to enjoy the desserts. Everyone was lauding our efforts. Well, let's go. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Okay. That's why I fucking love the old Spider-Man movies. Oh. I love it. I love it. That single line from the first Spider-Man movie. Oh man, I love it. Mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. As like fucking Spider-Man faces off against the Green Goblin. Oh, I love it. I want to. Oh man, I want to rewatch that movie so bad now. When we had mostly finished eating, we were filled out by the survey. Or filling out the survey. Nika-chan made her return. Oh, good work. Did everything go alright? It took a while. I'm sorry. I got lost on the way back. It was a lot of trouble. Nika-chan likes to stray down some pretty strange roads, so she gets lost pretty often. How did she get lost guiding people to a nearby toilet? Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Nika has a lot of strong points that more than make up for that. I can see that. That expression in the girls' room. You're quite the thespian. Keiichi was being horrible. He was thinking, if I were in their shoes, I'd just run over and rush into the washroom. What? Did what I was thinking show up on my face again? Keiichi-kun was a pervert. No, I mean, what? Wow. I could laugh about it then, but a few days later, a newspaper headline read, 10 unidentified men were taken into custody by Hideyama. The men claimed they had traveled from Shishibone City by foot to find a toilet, but the spot they were taken into custody was blank kilometers away from Shishibone. When I read that article, I realized how terrifying it really was. Oh my god! Hot damn! Don't mess with the lollies. Well, thanks for treating me. I'm happy that you called me here today. Oh, are you going home already? You can stay a little bit longer. I was in the middle of organizing some drawers. If I leave it like that, I won't be able to put out futon. Drawers? I don't know. I guess that's true. Oops. Looks like I called her at a bad time. Yeah. When Nina phoned her, she was in the middle of cleaning her room. But still, she came. Well, it was an emergency, so it couldn't be helped. Besides that, I got to eat a lot of sweets, so I'm very happy. Thanks for today. Sorry for calling you out suddenly. Tell Sion I said bye. I'll be taking my leave then. Nana-san, please take your time. Yeah, I will. Later! Rika and Satoko, in a good mood, horsed around with each other as they left. That took a while to load. While Rene and I were having a discussion about the desserts we just ate, Shion arrived with some coffee. Oh. Did the two little ones already leave? Hearing them called the little ones was so strange. I inadvertently burst out laughing. Apparently they were in the middle of cleaning, so they went home. Shion had brought enough coffee for 4 people. I heard from my senior. It seems that you went through a lot of trouble for my sake. There was no trouble at all. None other than Shi-chan. It was in a pinch after all. Oh, is it alright if I call you Shi-chan? It matches with me-chan, so I thought it'd be cute. Well, whatever you want. Shion seemed a bit hesitant when Dennis started talking to her. Dennis is pretty sharp about something, so Shion was probably worried that Dennis would find out she was Mion after talking like this. Shion said she'd have work soon and hurried off back to the kitchen, leaving behind coffee for just the two of us. She was a bit upset with Ordena. Maybe she thought I was being too friendly. Oh. She's just embarrassed. Still, they really do look the same. Instead of twins, it's like they're another Mi-chan. They look the same, but the atmosphere around them, or rather their insides, are completely different. I mean, I still kind of, I'd be down to twist them, you know? Oh, that was a bad joke, but... I think those types of twins are pretty interesting, though. Think that, Keiichi-kun? I think they're identical on the inside, too. It somehow became silent. Rena was just staring at the pattern the milk made on the surface of her coffee without saying a word. For somebody like me who could never stop talking, it was a rather uncomfortable moment. Rena's off-put mannerisms seemed to imply I said something I shouldn't have. The unpleasantries carried on for a little while. Rena, you said it today, right? That Mion was hurting. Did I say something like that? Don't play dumb with me. You definitely said it, on the way home from school. Rena answered by laughing while continuing to play dumb, questioning if she ever said that. As thick-headed as I was, I had a faint realization. Rena wanted to say that I was the one who hurt Mion. But when? Me? Hypothetically, if something like that happened, it's not something I did out of malice. I continued the conversation, but left out the assumption that I had hurt Mion. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think Keiichi-kun had any bad intentions. Rena replied, also leaving out the assumptions that I had hurt Mion. But that confirmed it. I don't know how it happened, but it seemed that I had hurt Mion, and Rena was upset with me due to the fact I hadn't realized it. I don't want you to misunderstand. It's not like Rena is mad at you. Seeing right through what I was thinking, Rena said that as she smiled even more gently than usual. It's just that, how do I say this? It's hard. If I made a mistake, please say so clearly. I'm so thick-headed that I disgust even myself. If there's something I should apologize for, then I'd want to know even a little quicker than I can make up for it. I don't think that Keiichi-kun made a mistake. Depending on how you look at it, Michan might be the one who's being unfair. Taking the stance that the girl was the one being unfair might be unfair in itself. When Rena said, "Fuck," what Rena had said was draped in mystery. Unfortunately, I had no idea what she meant. The only thing I got out of it was that I had said or done something to inadvertently hurt Mion. I'm begging you, Rena. Mion is one of my best friends. I don't want to leave something between us that could cause problems later on. So tell me, how did I hurt her? I can't tell you. You need to realize something like this for yourself. Rena was smiling like she always did, but spoke bluntly. The fact that she had this strong of will surprised me for a moment. I'm asking you because I can't figure it out, you know? My tone had unintentionally become harsh. Rena was also surprised for a moment, but quickly returned to her flat demeanor. Well then, I guess that's just a hint. Then just a hint is fine. This is special, okay? Sorry. Please. I'll think about this seriously. Rena looked around the restaurant, searching for Shion. Shion was working enthusiastically, but without confidence as usual. Shi-chan, if she ties her hair up, it's impossible to tell apart from Mi-chan, right? Yeah, that's true. So if Mi-chan let her down her hair, would she be impossible to tell apart from Shi-chan? Probably. But what does that have to do with anything? What if her being the younger twin was a lie? That she was just Mi-chan pretending to be her sister? What would you think? Then it was sharper than her daily behavior believed. I was hesitant in verbally affirming that, but it was the right answer. Might be unfair to answer a question with another question, but if, like you say, Mion is just pretending to be Shion, what purpose would that serve? After maintaining the silence for a while, Rena glanced at the clock. That's what I want you to think about. Maybe that was too much of a hint. Oh. After thanking me for the dessert, Rena stood up from her seat. Sorry, I was asked to buy a few things, so it's about time I left. Is it okay with you if I tell Shion I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye? Yeah, I'll tell her. Sorry. Huh? Tell her that Urdina is so short-tempered. Sorry for getting angry. Keiichi-kun isn't the only one at fault here. Urdina was harsh in her apology, but I was the one who really should have apologized. I think to Michan, it's something that doesn't bother her much anymore. So if you want to forget the whole thing happened, that's fine too. But you see, as a girl, I hope that Keiichi-kun realizes it by himself and comes to apologize of his own volition. Oh. Switching to cute mode only at the end, she disappeared in the direction of the register. While I was staring into space, somebody suddenly tapped me on the shoulder. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finally done. It was Shion, who had changed into her street clothes. She flashed a smile while greeting me. Thank you so much for today. Everything was delicious. We were all really happy with it. Oh no, don't mention it, but I'm glad everybody had fun. Huh? That girl that was just here left as well? She had some shopping to do. She said she was sorry for leaving without saying anything. I see. Well then, should we leave as well? Even though I'm off duty, I'm still nervous around the workplace. We ended up strolling around without any destination in particular. I had been sitting the entire time, so I was in need of a breath of fresh air. When we left, the sky had already become draped in a veil of darkness. Hell yeah. Ah, it's gotten dark already? Even though I promised I'd be finished early. Shion seemed upset that there wasn't much time left. Oh well, at least we've got a little time to chat like this. Saying that, Shion set out for the tree-lined boulevard behind the station. The front of the station was slowly becoming crowded with businessmen heading home. Well then, I guess I should start with an introduction. I was mistaken for my sister when we first met, so never got to properly introduce ourselves. I could only smile and laugh wryly. My name is Shion Sonozaki. I am only similar to my sister in appearance. My sister is rough around the edges and hot-headed, but I am composed and methodical person. I remembered what Rena and I had been talking about earlier. I said that they had looked the same, but their personalities were different. While Rena said that they were both the same. I don't know what tipped her off, but Rena figured out that Shion was Mion. Also, related to that, she said that I had hurt Mion. Rena had given only one hint. That was, why is Mion pretending to be Shion? Huh. Shion, what did you hear about me from Mion? My sister seems to have taken a liking to you. She talks about you quite a bit. Like about club activities, about getting pranked, and pranking you back. Boyish kinds of stories. You really do get along. Boyish kind of stories, huh? Come to think of it, I think there was something Shion told me before. Kei-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you? What was that? What happened that? Was that what happened that hurt Mion? Mion herself said that she wished she'd been born a boy, and that being a girl didn't suit her. She said a lot of things to that effect, didn't she? Kei-chan, you look like you're having fun. Huh? Ah, no, that's not true. Even though you're bad at hiding things, you sure like to lie, don't you? Still, I don't hate you for it. Saying that, she slightly chopped my forehead. Or lightly. Even though Shion was enjoying herself. I was still trying to figure out how I had hurt Mion. I was having a hard time figuring out the riddle that Rena had left me with. Hey, see that? Don't you think it's pretty? You think even a guy would find it pretty? Yeah, it is pretty. Shion was having fun window shopping, dragging me by all sorts of stores I would normally never enter. It wasn't like she was begging me to buy her anything, and I wasn't getting bored either. It was just something to talk about as we walked around. It's an easygoing, in an easygoing way, we browsed through numerous stores. We discussed all sorts of topics I knew nothing about, but I didn't lose interest. I had the feeling she was good at conversation. Kei-chan, is this your first time doing this kind of thing? Yeah, it is. If somebody didn't bring me into these accessory shops, I don't think I'd set foot in one my entire life. Not that. I meant more like this. What? I looked back when Shion suddenly linked her arm with mine. Hey, you don't have to act so surprised. It's not so embarrassing to link arms with a girl, is it? Shion's expression was a little bit more miffed, but suggestive at the same time. Let's go. I'm not that embarrassed. If you want some arms, I can spare one or two. Here. Fuck, hold up. Kei-chan, you really know how to entertain someone. I see why my sister took a liking to you. If you don't want my arms, then I'm taking it back. Aw, come on! I'm happy to have it. Laughing in good spirits, she unlocked her arms with mine. My heart skipped a beat. Aww. Ooh-woos. Can I get some ooh-woos in chat? The question might be a bit mean, but but I want to enjoy seeing your reaction, Kei-chan. Have you ever been arm in arm with a girl before? Around the bonfire at a field trip doesn't count, by the way. That little devil. She was asking the question knowing full well what the answer would be. Yes, let's go. Any more whoos? How's life? Right now? Pretty enjoyable. But yeah, this may just be a really long stream today because I'm gonna probably end this chapter and then hop on some Doom. So, yeah. Well, if field trips are out, then this is rough. I'm gonna head out. Okay, peace out then. Fuck hiccups. I thought as much. That impish laugh. It really is the same as Mion's. You really are Shion, right? You aren't just Mion saying that you're Shion, are you? Are you thinking that my sister might pretend to be me? I thought you were twins until just now, but the way you mess around is just like Mion. Oh, you're just saying that. You can tell us apart easily. What do you mean by that? If my sister was holding your arm like this, would you get nervous? I would. I'd be completely on edge worrying about when she'd go in for an arm lock. Shion laughed so hard she had to hold on to her sides. Hey, is it really that funny? You're not tearing up. Or you're tearing up. No, it's just... I was just thinking about how hopeless my sister is. She isn't even able to get a young man hot and bothered while she's arm in arm with him. She really is a failure as a woman. I remembered once again that I had heard someone say that before. Sometimes, I think my sister would have been better off if she'd been born a boy. If she did, I might have fallen for her. Just kidding. Rion did say something about wanting to be born a boy. My sister is on the fence as to whether she wants to be a boy or a girl. Well, it's the price she pays for living an awkward lifestyle. Just leave her be. You've been saying some pretty harsh things about your sister right now. Mion has some soft parts to her that I don't like. The way that Shion talked somehow sounded cold. Shion, do you not get along with Mion? Well, we get along well enough. Still, there's a few things for which I can't forgive her as her sister. Hey, look at that. Don't you think it's cute? I turned around and looked at where Shion was pointing. That was, there. What was there was the familiar display window of a toy shop. The same shop that was the stage for the incident that occurred during last Sunday's club activities. Cute. The same shop that was... Oh, never mind. What Shion was pointing at was a display with a plethora of adorable dolls that looked like the sort girls would like. How do my girls like these kind of things? It's because they're cute. Don't you think they're cute, Kei-chan? I'm a man, so I don't really get that vibe. Now. Which one do you think is the cutest out of all these, Kei-chan? Shion pulling me on my arm. Motions to the row of dolls. They were lined up like they were close sisters, taking a commemorative photo. A few of them seemed strangely familiar. I've seen those four over there somewhere. Oh, I guess they really are famous. Even if you know about them. Or if even you know about them. These are new dolls that were just brought in from England. They still have some available here, but around the cities they have trouble keeping them on the shelves, even though they're supposed to be inexpensive. It seems that they're starting to come at a premium. God damn, I cannot read. I guess these girls still like these kinds of things, even as they grow up. Depends on the person, but I think that girls who don't like dolls and stuffed animals are pretty few and far between. Even my tomboy of a sister said these were adorable. Oh? Even Mion says they're adorable. That is pretty amazing. That is, right? Or, that's right. I just remembered. The store owner gave this one to... Fucking words! The store owner gave this one to us after Sunday's event. Except for Mion, who was a relative. Everybody had gotten something. I really do think that one's the best. That frilly dress really gives it something. That's it. That's the one the shop owner gave to me. So it seems. Shion replied softly but clearly. Uncle Yoshido gave those out as thanks for helping liven things up at Sunday's event. It seems he gave them to the four friends my sister brought along. So, you got the doll with the dress then. What do you think? It was really cute, right? As a man, there's no way I'd think it was cute. So, what did you do with the doll? I wasn't really going to do anything with it, so I gave it to someone. To who? As Shion laughed, I could hear an audible click run through my head, like the piece of a jigsaw puzzle snapping into place. Thank you so much for today, everyone. You made the event turn out great. It's not much, but here's something extra for today. Ah, Uncle Yoshido. Isn't there a little something for me too? My. Quite an adorable one, is it not? When Satoko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside. Wow, they're so cute! Can I take them home? I really can? Which means there's something for me too? Whoa, I got a pretty adorable one. It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you'd use to play house. Rena's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko was the same. And Rika-chan too? I see. It wasn't just Rena, Satoko and Rika-chan. There was one other person who seemed jealous. Kei-chan. Kei-chan got the one that fits him the least. Not wanting for her expression to give it away, she had said that to hide her embarrassment. Well, I guess it's cute and pretty. I can admit, it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is, eh. If you walked around with it, it'd be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow, definitely. Mion's usual teasing way of talking. I looked around to see who I should give the doll to. Mion was right in front of me. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present. So I thought about giving it to her, but I didn't. Huh? You're giving it to me? To Rena? Thank you! Turning away from Mion's covetous gaze, I gave the doll to Rena. Mion's smile bore into my back. There was no way I couldn't have noticed. Why did I not give it to Mion? Since Mion was the only one who didn't get anything, wouldn't it have just been standard practice to give it to her? At that time, I had noticed that something was wrong. That's why I said it. Just protecting myself. If I didn't give it to Rena, then walking the streets at night would be scary. No doubt, no doubt. I thought about giving it to Mion, but it just didn't feel right. Something dark flickered briefly in Mion's eyes, but at that time I didn't notice it. I had thought to give it to Mion. Why didn't I? You know it. I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy. Mion herself had said that much with a laugh, so I didn't realize that I had hurt her. You dumbass. That's right. Mion is much more suited for cool things. So I think having you help out here was the right choice. Huh? Shion asked, probably thinking she misheard me. That uniform will never suit somebody like Mion. But if it's Shion, I think it works. Huh? You mean that, Shion, like Rina, often does, space out and turn bright red. Mion seemed really happy. She seemed happy that I complimented Shion. Saying that it didn't suit Mion, but that it suited Shion. Saying that it suited her seemed to make her happy. Mion's younger twin sister. She's got a different personality, but she's a dead ringer for Mion. That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality. I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl. Mion made a strange face that was both angry and happy at the same time. It seemed that she was happy that I said Shion was cute. Sneaking a look inside the box, to say that she was put just some of the leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right? Jeez. I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, then you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. I'm not my sister. That was how she said it. Shion was insistent that she wasn't Mion. She was saying that she was Shion, and that I shouldn't think of her as Mion. When Mion was Shion, it carried a special meaning. Michan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy. That's what Rena said. But you see, even that Michan is actually really feminine. Rena, how much did Mion pay you exactly? That's not true! Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know? Rena began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around. Michan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everyone. But she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that, Keiichi-kun. There never was a riddle to begin with. Rena was saying the answer right from the beginning. So then, I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah. I know Kei-chan didn't mean anything wrong. At least, he didn't intend to. Yeah, Keiichi-kun isn't the type of person to hurt others. So there's no reason for you to feel hurt by this, Michan. Then, what was it? Frustration? Sadness? I don't know at all. Did you want it? The doll, I mean. Even if you gave it to me, Rena, that wouldn't solve anything. You're right. How about this, Michan? Try asking Keiichi-kun. You might be able to solve the problem if you tackle it head on. There's no way I could do that. Is it too embarrassing to do that now? I want to try again. As somebody other than Mion. This time, I could be more honest with myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty fond of the relationship I have with Kei-chan. This might be selfish, but one more time. Gage-kun will definitely notice. I wonder if that's true. Rina will cheer you on too. So, let's find a way for you to ease your sadness. Believe me. I won't let anything happen that'll make you cry, Mi-chan. I'll believe it. I'll believe. Gage-kun will definitely come to understand. He'll say he's sorry for something so callous. Then he'll bring you to that store and buy that doll for you as a present. Yeah. Yeah. And then Mi-chan, you'll say, thank you. You can't fool around. Say it honestly. Yeah? Yeah. If I said I wanted it, Kei-chan, would you buy it for me? Mion said it quietly, doing her best to quell her embarrassment. I would have reflexively begun to lightly tease her to hide my embarrassment. But, like Mion, I quelled that impulse. Okay, Mion. As thanks for everything until today, I'll buy you whichever one you want. My voice cracked with the unfamiliar words. In order to not lose Mion to... In order to not lose Mion trying her best, I tried my best as well. But I'm not Mion, I'm Shion. Shion then. I'll buy it for you, Shion. Shion looked down, red-faced. She pointed at the doll in the dress through the store window. Is it really okay? The one in the dress is a little expensive, isn't it? This isn't a matter of price. This is a matter of feelings. When I was saved by Kei-chan from those unsavory customers today, I was really happy. Even though my coworkers didn't save me, Kei-chan did. You grabbed me by the shoulder really firmly, right? Right then, you were really cool. Even then, I was so embarrassed I couldn't properly express my gratitude. I clamped my hand down on Shion's head and ruffled her hair roughly. Like how I would to Rina and the others. When I did that, Shion, like Rina would have, spaced out and blushed slightly. You don't have to think too hard about it. I should have just given it to you back then. If I did that, then everybody would have had a good laugh. Shion didn't respond. She had turned bright red like she was trying to hold back both laughter and tears. I'll go buy it for you right now. Wait right there. I'll go with you. Saying that, she grabbed onto my arm once again. She wasn't trying to be stoic anymore. I think I know why my sister likes you. Hey, is it alright if I started to like you a little bit too, Kei-chan? The unfamiliar situation made my head start to spin. Whoa, wait, what am I doing? I had reached my limit. Smiling wryly to hide my embarrassment, I dragged Shion into the store with me. Excuse me. I want to buy the doll and the dress that's in the window. After a moment, I heard a voice of acknowledgement, and an apron-clad employee soon appeared. Kei-chan? Why are you here? Oh! Was this? Oh! They are twins after all, you dumbass! I apologize to your earbuds, but I've been waiting for it. This has nothing to do with you. I'm on a date with Kei-chan right now. Huh? What? What? Why is Kei-chan? Even if you ask why, I'd like to know the answer myself. Mion looked at me with an expression of confusion and surprise. But that was the same with me. If she was there, then who was next to me? You fucking idiot. I said it right at the beginning. I'm Shion Sonozaki, my sister's younger twin. Hey, Kei-chan, you even called me Shion, didn't you? Shion, saying that, pouted cutely. Oh, you fucking idiot. How many of you believed that they were the same person? Huh? Be honest, how many? What is going on? Tell me, Shion. Not much. I was just wondering what kind of person this K-chan you were so infatuated with was. So I happened to give him a ticket to the dessert festa. There, when I was being bothered by all sorts of troublesome customers, K-chan gallantly appeared, and saved me by kicking them all to the curb, or something like that. What? Both Mion and I raised our voices pathetically, expressing our confusion to the utmost. Mion, you phoned me. Yesterday, right? I didn't. I had no idea what you were talking about. I delivered that bento for you, didn't I, Kei-chan? That was me, right? Or was it my sister? The person known as Mion Sanazaki put together a bento and bravely went to a boy's home to deliver it, maybe? Oh, you're a lot bolder than you look, sis. Oh, she's having fun with it now. With a loud pop, a trail of smoke began to rise from Mion's head. No, I don't know. I don't know. See, Kei-chan? My sister says she doesn't know. So everything up until yesterday was me, Shion Sonozaki. You might have thought it was my sister pretending to be me. But with this, there's no doubt, right? Oh, I love how she's hamming it up. I love it. I love her. Oh, I couldn't tell from down at that moment. Or I couldn't tell up from down at that moment. If there was a mirror world, or a mirror around, I could have seen my eyes go wide from shock. Now, little Miss Shopkeeper, could you wrap up that doll in the window? It's the first present from the person I've come to love, so make sure you tie it up nicely with the ribbon. Oh, nice. Mion, completely flustered, was being cornered by a sly-faced Shion. My brain had stopped working. Wait, what? Huh? Kei-chan? But what is going on? Well, let's go. Kei-chan, it's already dark out, so I'll see you home. Sis, sorry, but could you phone the house in Okinomiya and have them send out a car? Maybe a van that can fit a bike into, please. In contrast to Shion, who had glee written all over her face, Mion was an empty shell and looked like she could burst into tears at any moment. Okay-chan! After that, Mion's grumblings were unrelenting. Oh my god. Alright, please tell me that's the end of the chapter so we can hop into some Doom. Yes, it is. It hasn't been a while. Ah, do I gotta do the tip as well? Nah. I want to get my ass handed to me in Doom. So, we'll start off tomorrow's stream for Higurashi with the tip.